Oh, holy poops. Everybody is pooping. Chris, I'm coming in hot, Chris. I'm coming in hot.
Okay. Hi there. I'm coming in chill. Just had a chicken sandwich.
Ooh, all right. Before we get going here, before I let loose, let's talk about this chicken sandwich. What do we
Delicious.
Of course it was. Hot chicken, cold chicken. Both great.
Hot, fried in butter,
yeah.
pre-seasoned with just a little bit of salt, a fair amount of salt, some pepper, and some oregano.
I'll tell you this about the ketogenic diet, which is, I have lost some weight by, bullet coffee. Look at I got those cheeks back. That said,
you sexy son of a bitch.
Thank you. It's because I'm in rage. I'd like you to know, I wonder, I know what you're all thinking. John, did you spend literally from 8 a.m. until 1:50 trying to call the California Unemployment Division? Yes. Did I get through 100 and I think that's something at 120 calls, Chris?
Damn.
Thank you very much for the subscription, Baldy. You, my friend.
Oh, can you separate us? Thank you very much. I feel much safer.
I also did some quiz admin for Thursday, as usual.
Saw that.
I knew Cole Cabana was not going to remember the time, and I knew he played off like a joke. I knew he would. But he'll still be there. I'm very excited for the quiz. I did some quiz admin, talked to 1 million, making sure everything is all kosher for that.
Nice. Hello, Steve Mooney.
Steve Mooney. I just want to get this unemployment thing done, but I have a story that happened. So I got a document that they're like, you got to send this back by the end of today. So
finish the sandwich. Fresh avocado, a little bit of mayo.
What are we doing?
On buttered toast.
Whoa, back it up.
That's all. We did it all. It's all there.
What are we talking about toast-wise, Joe Trope? I have a job. It just doesn't exist because of COVID. Also,
tell King Geo these artsy fucks, right?
Yeah.
Self-indulgent. That's what it is.
Hey, listen.
Rye toast, because it's all we had.
Rye toast. That's good. That's a good sandwich toast.
Absolutely worked out.
Gets dry and it's thick. Doesn't. Because here's the thing: why people? My ex-wife and I were very close in many ways, but one area where we differed was she was against toast.
What kind of stance is that? That's like someone I know who doesn't have hot drinks.
You're out of your mind. I know, it's out of his mind.
He's a good man otherwise, but Jesus. What was her problem with toast?
Didn't like crusts.
Chop them off.
Yeah.
That's not a toast problem, that's a crust problem.
But didn't like any sort of crust whatsoever.
Oh, and toast is one big crust.
Yeah.
We get to the crux of the crust. You don't like hot drinks? Future Bear King, get out of here.
All my coffee is cold.
In Nice,
what?
Of all places?
What?
In Nice?
You talk that kind of shit here by all of my Viagra? You're talking like that near all of my Viagra.
The hardest thing in the world over here?
My boyfriend doesn't like toast crispy. That's why it's called toast. He likes warm, soft bread. Sometimes twitches. I hate to say this to you. You're going to have to break up with your boyfriend. Chris?
You can do better. You can do better.
Yeah.
You deserve better.
I'm a fancy boy. Future Bear King, I don't think you've seen my collection of novelty-sized Viagras. We're all doing pretty good.
Look how big this is. Look how big they are. It's not like he's compensating.
Look how big that is.
His penis is fine. Shh, no, it's not. Down here.
Like this.
Right there. Yeah.
It looks like a bunch of overboiled spinach. Have you guys ever thrown a raw octopus at a wall? It's like that.
Oh, sensual. Yeah, that's right, Baldy. Get him in the chat. Get him in the chat, Twitches. We're sick of this.
Get this boyfriend in here so we can berate him. Yeah, damn right. Sometimes Twitches. Apparently, by the way, the quiz update. One member is now claiming that we said it was going to be at 1 p.m. their time.
That's cool.
I remember it being 11 p.m. 11 a.m. is what he said.
I don't remember. I'm sorry, I can't back you up. I wasn't totally paying attention to that part.
I mean,
there's like admin, so I zoned right out.
Yeah. I know how this works. This is the problem with having a. Listen, I'm broadcast. We are no. We are not toast positive. We are toast absolutists.
We're toast fanatics.
Yeah, absolutely. That's real good. Any sides with the chicken salad? You know what I always think about a chicken sandwich goes well? Potato salad of any variety. Potato salad does not get the credit as a classic sandwich side that it deserves because French fries have really monopolized the side area of the plate for a sandwich. But so I don't always want fries, and also fries. It's too much with the fries. Fries are the bacon of of this decade. Do you
And they're
remember that
delicious, and you can never have too much of them.
you can have too many fries? But do you remember the aughts when people went like literally bacon crazy? And
I do.
as a sausage man, I can say bacon can kind of fuck off compared to sausage. There's
Insane.
There's no
Insane.
contest. What are you talking about?
You've said a lot of nut bar things on this stream, my
Prove
friend.
me.
But to say that sausages, pudgy child fingers of the breakfast foods, are better than bacon peeled straight from the thighs of Zeus himself.
You're out of your mind because you are only thinking of one type of sausage. You see the thing? Sausage is pish. Baldy is not a Scottish person. Baldy is a fake fifer. No Scottish person would ever say sausage is pish. No
And
Scottish-
overcompensate with pish.
Yeah, this is. Are
Thank
you
you-
Daniel
thank you,
Sloss?
Gio.
Are
Thank
you
you, Gio.
Daniel Sloss? You can't trust this man. His babysitter was a heroin addict.
Bacon is king.
Yeah.
That's why you can make a crown out of it. Try to make a crown out of
Adam
your stupid
Albright,
rolling
84,
sausages.
coming in with potato salad, mayo, mustard. Now,
Oh,
I made that face as well when someone first pointed this out. Instead of mayo, I like a little dab of mayo in there anyway. But then you get some like nice, like a little Dijon mustard, or what's that mustard that's really big in England, where it's like the little balls of mustardy goodness that are in the mustard with it.
cookie. Whole grain.
Whole grain, put that with potato salad. How you fucking doing?
Here's why I don't like potato salad with my chicken sandwich. I've already got mayo on the sandwich. What do I need mayo on my side for?
But then why don't you put mustard in there? You're having a fucking, you know what you're having?
But
You're
it already
having a
came.
wonderful-
It already came.
What are you talking about?
I never make potato salad at home.
You
I'm
never
not a
make
homemade potato salad man. No. If I'm making my potatoes, slice thin, and then either with like cheese and some sauce, squilky. What's happening?
Cookie.
Or nice big fat chunks and I roast them. But this potato salad business at home, not interested. There's certain things that I will only eat in a restaurant. That is one of them. Poached eggs is the other.
Absolutely. Poached eggs, especially like anyone's like, I'm making this holiday sauce at home. I'll be like, hey, I really like you. I do not want to have diarrhea today, so I will not be doing that.
There you go.
Because it's a giant petri. Because it's one of those ones where it's like hot, cold. So it's literally like if you've done one bad thing, you are toast.
Sometimes Twitches, it's a bacon crown, a king hat, to quote Paul F. Tompkins.
Yeah. Hey, let me say this about Paul F. Tompkins comedy. Have you listened to his stand-up recently? Like those great albums recently?
What was his last one?
His last one was pretty good, Crying in Cars. But I mean those old ones, like Impersonal, all those ones.
Oh, yeah. Freak Wharf is the funniest goddamn thing.
Yeah. It's weird. Impersonal, I feel it seems like it should be funny. It doesn't hit me as funny as much as it did.
I feel like a lot of PFT, though, you got to be in the room. He's just so charming and impish. But Freak Wharf still gets me. The thing about where he's in the bathroom and he's doing that thing that everyone does where you just put a little water on your face as if to say, okay, buddy, it's going to be all right. And then they look up, oh, there's a monster behind him. And then he goes through the mechanics of the monster having to sneak in because he's got too small a bathroom for a monster to sneak up on him.
Oh, that's
very
so
fun,
funny.
silly stuff. Hey, Ed Knight, what's going on? You want to come on the stream again?
Ed Knight, do you want to come on the stream? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I'm still trying to call the unemployment division of California. Oh, so would you like to hear this story? So I get up, Chris,
Yes.
7 o'clock, and this
That's
literally the
rude.
whole day is devoted to this. The whole day. Is devoted.
Yeah, nice. Ed Knight, for sure. Can you
Great.
please send him a link, John F.
No.
Hastings?
Also, Ed, what are you doing Thursday at 5? Do we want to be part of a trivia? Because
We could just ask him when he's here and then watch him lie to our face when he says, oh, I'm busy.
oh, bumholes. He was one of the ones I sent it to on Facebook.
Baldy,
Baldy.
yes, 100%. Yes.
What did Baldy say?
He said, oh, where did it go? Where did it go?
No.
Yeah,
no,
there it is.
No.
Because what is John doing? Oh, no. But what are the rest of us? Yeah, that's right. But John, oh, no.
No. It's medical. It's a medical. I'm a doctor.
Not just on the screen, David. Not just on the screen.
No. What did I just do? I pressed the wrong button. No, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to do this.
What have you done? What have you done?
Facebook is trying to make me open a room.
Ha ha.
All right, I'm going to go over here.
Yeah,
No!
sometimes Churches, we're doing a long stream on Thursday. I think it's technically a mega stream, but we're not totally sure the criteria. But we're gonna have trivia. We're gonna do a watch along. There's gonna be other things. Turns out we can't play games because of the nature of StreamYard, but we'll figure stuff out.
I'm thinking we watch Roadhouse. By the way, I was going to put this to the group here
Fully into Roadhouse
because it's so good. I mean, I hope this is Ed Knight's.
And it's not just good and genuinely good, like fully watchable, but it's also very funny in ways where it's just too earnest, which is exactly what I like to watch along.
Edward, I cannot find Will There Be Balloons hot tub stream 2. Oh, Chris, can you get in the hot tub? What's
yeah,
Roadhouse?
for sure. It's bikini season.
I'm not telling, no one tell her anything about what that magical movie could
Great
be.
soundtrack. Correct, Squilky. Correct.
Oh, someone just called me.
Oh.
Hang on 1 second. I gotta go.
Okay, well, it's just me now, gang. What's happening? Welcome to Nice, beautiful seaside Riviera town. What you'll find in Nice is beautiful old women with lots of money and young, muscular men servicing them for cash. You'll find old men with beautiful young women servicing them for cash. You'll find French people, racist. You'll find Italian people, racist. You'll find fun in the sun if you're old and rich. Nice. What's up, upstairs, down? How's everybody doing? Had a fantastic stream this afternoon.
I'm back, by the way. I just want to
crossword.
let you know I'm now talking to my city councilor.
Oh, very cool.
That's right. Getting City Hall involved.
Put it on the stream. Live stream it. Live stream your call with the city councilor.
It's a voicemail. Yeah, hi,
Oh.
This is John Hastings. I'm just returning your call after you returned my call. So telephone tag is back in your corner. Thanks for returning my call. Speak to you soon. Goodbye.
John just said telephone tag. Fuck off. Get off the stream.
No, absolutely not.
Remove yourself from
I
the
love
stream.
saying telephone tag. It's
tag.
so good.
You
It's
fucking
so
stepdad.
It's so stepdad. That's exactly what it's so fucking like. Wait, what? Anytime someone leaves that voicemail for me, my initial feeling is fuck you. Like it's so good. And I believe you have to become what you hate.
That's quite a philosophy. David Hoare, Patrick Swayze is a gift, and rest in peace. We love him. Steve Mooney, poor and ugly. Stay out of Nice.
Yeah, you end up in fucking what's another French town? The Chambly County.
You know where you go? You go to the Cove.
No,
That's where you go.
Chris,
you poor ugly son of a bitch. Everyone else,
no!
though, stay out of the Cove.
I keep, by the way, forgetting to. I found this screen here for when we're rating people for the end. So see, it says raid.
Oh, raid. I was
just
wondering why you had that. That's great
Yeah.
work. I like that.
For when we raid people, or when people.
I
raid.
like that.
Imagine John being a stepdad. I'd kill those kids. I just want to spend more time with their mom. They're bothering me.
But imagine the hobo fights-esque video fortune you could make out of those killings.
Okay, you have to kill one person not famous, just someone from your life. Who would it be?
Ooh. A friend of mine's ex-wife, not yours. I like her; she's still a friend of mine. But
yeah, I would say you technically were friends with her before I was friends with her.
Yeah, dude, yeah. We go back. We're good friends. She's a wonderful woman. But I would say, yeah, my other friend's ex-wife, who's a real piece of shit, divorced him by text from another country. She can go fuck herself.
That's not the first time I've heard of that happening. Wait, are you friends with my friend?
I don't know. He's never mentioned you.
Wait, go in the private.
Oh, John's gone. John clicked the wrong button on his mouse again, everybody. This is boomers in action. Not like me. Zoom. Technically, John could be stepdad to Ron McMahon's kids. Fair enough.
Oh, no. Chris, can you send me the Cove background? So if that happens, I can come back, but I'm in the Cove?
Yeah, I can send you the Cove background.
Great. But put in the private chat the name of your friend, because there's no way that more than one person's broken up via text from another. Wait, what country was she in?
The UK. He was in Canada.
Never mind. Not the same.
There you go.
Mine was Africa to Canada.
Ooh, Africa, not a country, famously.
I mean, continent. You know what I'm saying. I don't know which African country she was in.
Classic white guy.
I believe it was Nairobi. I
guessing.
don't know. I have no idea. She was on a missionary trip. She met someone. An affair ensued.
Oh,
Here's the
in
thing,
God's house.
though. I mean, yeah. I worked at a Christian camp, and let me tell you, not a lot of Christian activities going on there.
Mm.
Down for free. So let's just put it this way: as having I'm not actually. I'm like, oh, like last week was such a bag of dicks. Like it was an actual plate of butts.
Oh,
So like this
yeah.
week, just having it like just this EDD thing. Where now I'm just like, I will eventually get through and be able to fucking city. Oh, who gives a fuck? They were in a place on the African continent where she was cuckolding my friend. The main
So fuck her.
I want to make this clear. The important part of the story was her breaking a solemn promise to someone that she claimed to love, not the location. Imagine if we actually allowed. Did she get missionary in this position? And that is a great question. Future King. And you know what? That is unconfirmed, but I hope so. I also want to say this, by the way. He took the breakup so badly. I'm sort of on her side. Have you ever experienced this?
Wow.
Not 100%. Not 100%. I'm at first not on her side at all.
Of course.
Like,
What a terrible action.
0%.
Yeah.
I'm 2% on her side now, I would say.
Yeah. Every now and then where you see it and you go, oh, is that what you're like? Okay. Yeah.
Like I'm still on his side. But you know what I mean? Like it's I totally it's one of those things. Breakups are interesting. Also, what's the worst you've ever seen a person handle a breakup? Oh, Ed Knight's texting things. What are you texting, Edward? I'm gonna read these on the stream. Oh my god, so racial.
Sometimes switches. We both have friends that were divorced by text from other countries.
Yeah.
Crazy world.
Also, when Ed Knight comes on, chat, I would just maybe ask him why he said that. Just ask him. Just see what happens. Also, Ed Knight, Elliot Steele out for trivia, Ed Knight in for trivia.
Yes.
Which, you know what? That means there's going to be more right answers. No offense to Elliot, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true. It's too hot for a coat here in Nice. That's what I'm finding out.
Interesting. You see, I'm by the raid, so I'm just under the kitchen sink.
I just got a raid background. I just got one. You've inspired me.
I'm waiting also for my raid videos to be made.
Ooh, I really want some raid videos. I need some stuff to be made.
I got a guy that's real good. He took all of Alex's sort of the images and then he adapted so it's still in that style. Because I was I really liked what she did, but he's like an animator and stuff like that.
Very cool.
I'll hook you up. He's great. Does great work.
Yeah, let me know. I mean, I might just I might do the typical bets thing, and over the next 4 months try to make it myself. Because God damn it, it's just who I am. Oh no, what have I done?
But hey, no.
Oh. I tell you what you're going to see.
SD boober.
Oh, hello there. Welcome to the void.
Didn't work. A lot of guys I lived with that had massive residual from previous breakup get drunk and one of them broke a fire door with his fists. What?
Yeah, that's its powerful fist.
All right, I'm trying to think. There's someone that we could get on Discord to talk. I don't know. He actually, one of the people I know who like had a bunch of big breakups and like took him hard, but he took him hard and it was really fun.
So it was like a party.
Other way.
What's that?
Also, Chris, and like I am no one to be criticizing someone's chroma key.
Yeah.
But just if you just shine, I think, and King Geo could probably correct this. Either you shine a light on, either your screen needs to be more lit, or you need less, just because you're getting the weird.
Not better, but you're right.
Yeah, I think it's on your screen.
Yeah, I think it will be. I'll fix it. I've only got the one light. I need a second light. But I just wanted to get that up so that now it's available.
That's fun. Also, the Amazon. I literally typed in lights for green screen for streaming, and I got these.
Yeah. The shadow's been a problem. I've been trying to adjust it in the settings, but I just need another light. So, and John, you got a doozy. You're looking good, bud.
Which one do I want? I like this one. I like being in the internet. Yeah, I was really pissed off because so EDD, I get through at 9:00. Get through. Talk to a guy. We're swimming along. I explain what my problem is. He goes, "Yep, I can see that." And I go, "Can you?" And so, what are we gonna do? And he's like, "I don't know how this happened, but you are not in the right department. I can just see your stuff." And I was like, all right. So what do I need to do now? And he's like, I will connect you. And he hung up on me. And then
you kind of have to love that. That's
it was. I was like, oh yeah. That's not even the craziest one. I was on Sunday with a friend. We just sat with both of our phones. She got through, and like she's had a job throughout all of this. Like she just sort of has no idea. One of my cool new LA friends, and so she was like, "This is demoralizing as fuck," and I was like, "You don't even know. Sometimes that'll just hang up." And she's like, "No, that can't be possible." And we're on hold for an hour, and then it just hangs up. And she was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Yeah,
Jesus."
Yeah. The governor, the governor of California is getting recalled in September, and he's going to lose.
Is this Newsom, Mr. Gavser?
Alex Watson. It is 100%. It is Centerlink. It's the same thing. Gavin,
the only Gavin I've never heard of, or the only Gavin I've heard of who wasn't the lead singer in Bush.
Are those the only two famous Gavins?
We're the only two I can think of.
What about Stacey's boyfriend?
I don't get that, but I like it.
Gavin and Stacey.
Oh yeah. See, they haven't heard of it. Never seen it. Doesn't count.
You don't have a job, so why should we do ours? Well, here's the problem with EDD right now in California is they're getting fucking slammed because of all the government extensions, and then taxes were filed. So there's like certain little things is used to demoralizing as fuck from his stand-up. That is true. That is often how I've been reviewed.
Excuse me. Oh, Gavin McInnes. That's right. That awful piece of shit. So we got 3.
Oh yeah, Gavin McInnes. But is Gavin McInnes famous? I feel like he's going to be like, what's going to happen to some of these right-wing guys?
Oh, they're going to go to jail, get super radicalized, but come out like a little too much. And they're just going to cycle into the thing of crime. And what happened to poor black people will happen to poor white people.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
I'm not, because I feel like it's a poisonous loop, regardless of the race. But if someone had to do it, I'd rather it was Nazis.
This is my thing. If it could just only be Nazis, I'm fucking fine with it. For no other reason, by the way, I don't want to have to talk to them anymore.
How many do you meet?
I know what I look like, and people with very radical right-wing views assume I am on their side. Because the thing with living in the States is California ain't like that, but I've been to Arizona a fair amount of times, and they will, like, people will just say shit.
Yeah.
Canada also is a big one. Canada's a big one for just. Well, I remember moving to Toronto, and the amount of people that one person literally said Toronto was a great city until black people moved there, and I was just like, so it was a great city in the 1700s? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I just can't take it anymore. I
don't get that. Grow a beard. They don't like us. They don't like us at all.
But here's my thing: they all have beards now. Look at them beardos.
That's true. I guess there's just a way that I carry myself where they go, "This cuck," and I go, "Sir, hello."
The thing is that for most of your adult life, you've been in England. And what's interesting about England is the only place where they actually will discriminate against Canadian white men, which, if anything, is really impressive. And specifically, by the way, the comedy industry discriminates against no other facet of British life. And by discriminate, I mean, I've heard this said more than once. We had a Canadian on last week, and they didn't do well. So,
yeah. Also, I was... and just in case you're wondering if this is 2 Canadian guys complaining about this, there was a South Asian British TV producer who I was talking to, pitching a show. He's like, "Hey, man, I think you're great, but I've been trying to get Canadians on TV for 15 years. They don't want you."
Yeah. Listen, I've talked to Rohan as well. All right. Now, and it's very funny. Like, it's just it goes to show how fucking good Catherine Ryan is that she was able to jump over that fucking wall. It's a fucking nightmare.
And Mae Martin.
But I feel like Mae Martin, they did not want Mae Martin to be famous. Mae Martin got famous because she just drew in fucking crowds and is very unique. I do not. Mae Martin was not a darling of British television.
No.
Like, Catherine Ryan.
She's like loved here now, but she just surpassed it. That's what I'm saying. It's like she's so good that she found a way through it, and now they have to book her on things occasionally because she's got such a fucking.
Well, she's got her own show. Like that's in the end, she's got her own show.
ODR.
ODR.
Yeah, Catherine Ryan is a fucking monster. Like that lady is funny.
Oh yeah, very good comedian.
Yeah.
Exceptionally good comedian.
Yeah.
Also, how do I say this? She's better than her fame would let you believe.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I'm surprised she doesn't come up more in
can we talk about the DVD
articles
taping,
about upcoming things and all
DVD taping that you went to at the Hammersmith Apollo?
We absolutely can. Do you want me to name names?
I mean, one of them is a pretty good friend of mine.
Well, then let's not name names, and I'll just say that they are two comedians. They weren't Canadian. Two comedians who were the darlings of the UK TV scene
in 2012, 2013, 2014.
Yeah, about 8 years ago. Yeah, 7, 8 years ago. Do you remember how I ended up going to that show?
You were supposed to go to a mirth control. I will never forget it. It's one of the funniest things ever. You were supposed to go to a mirth control gig. No one picked you up, so you went and saw that DVD taping instead.
Yeah, I was supposed to meet them outside the Apollo because that was like a pickup near one of the ring roads. And
thank you.
I just got a message from them saying, "We forgot you. Sorry, we totally just forgot you were coming." And so as a result, I was sitting there, no gig, nowhere to go, pretty new to London. And then I turned around, Hammersmith Apollo, 2 stand-up DVDs are being filmed by 2 of the hottest comedians in the country. And so I was like, well, fucking done. Let's go do that. So I bought a ticket.
Right? You had to buy a ticket?
Oh, I had to buy a ticket. Yeah, £30.
Oh.
Yeah, £30. Went there and laughed in between the 2 shows 8 times. The worst part, and I felt bad about that, but then I noticed that a very good, very famous comedian was sitting 4 rows in front of me. And so I watched him every now and then. He also did not laugh.
Who was the famous comedian?
Chat.
Private Chat?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And he's a nice guy. And I think he's friends with them. So I think he would have laughed.
Well, he's friends with one of them. Because the thing with the 2 of them is that they were friends, and then I think around that time had a massive falling out and stopped being friends.
Oh, well, it might have been over this because they both had a terrible time.
They were not having good gigs, or the gear was not good? Do you know what I'm saying?
Both.
Oh,
the gear couldn't handle the Apollo. That was the problem. Just couldn't fill it with laughs. And so it just felt really small and like. Insignificant is too hard a word, but it gives you the idea of how it felt. It just wasn't enough for the room.
British people, or particularly British comedians, Live at the Apollo is great, and I love it. I think it's the only stand-up show like I've ever been like, I want to be on that. That's the one I want to be on. You
didn't want Comedy Now?
I mean, I got Comedy Now, baby.
Or did you want it?
I wanted it when it was the weird Purple House background for the first couple of years.
I still want a Just for Laughs TV set. That's on I've been watching that too long my whole life. And I know it doesn't mean what it meant, but I still want it.
Yeah, I have one. That's why I have 2.
Ooh.
And one's coming out at some point. I don't know when it is. Richard Wright, what is Sarah Pascoe's advice about Live at the Apollo? But here's the thing with Live at the Apollo is Josh Hastings does not laugh but has small strokes. That's true. The thing with Live at the Apollo as a show is it's great because everyone looks like a rock star. It's 4 minutes, kaboom, 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 out. But that room for an hour, that's a big fuck off room. Like that's like
a fucking big room, and it's a big high ceiling. It's a concert hall.
Yeah, it's where Motorsmith filmed No Sleep Till Hammersmith, the seminal live thrash and heavy metal album. Decarb, welcome aboard, sir.
Decarb. Oh, goodbye, ODR. Have a good sleep.
ODR, I want you to sleep well and kiss me when you go to bed. Chris, let's sing the Kiss Me song. And kiss me, oh, didn't you go to sleep? And I am with me.
That's a great song. I love. My grandma used to sing me that. You want to have a decent gig, but not smash it, because if you smash it, you can't help but look pleased, and on TV it comes across as smug. If you have a decent gig, they'll edit it to make you look great. Huh.
I actually I agree with her. It's also amazing. There's a set. I mean, I'm going to show you. I can't really show. I was at the Winnipeg Comedy Festival, and I saw someone. You didn't enjoy. Oh my! Josh Hastings comedy's in the chat. Yeah. I like Josh Hastings. Josh, welcome aboard. Josh, are you participating in the chat? But it's such an interesting thing because that was the last. I feel like we arrived just at that last gasp. I mean, it's a weird thing. I have a real knack of showing up in comedy scenes right when it's over and rebuilding. Like it's
me too.
Burn it down. Well, it's because we moved to England at the same time.
Yeah, and I moved to Montreal just after you left, and it was brutal.
I mean, I feel like your Montreal was way better than my Montreal. Only had comedy off the main, Grumpy's, The Works, and The Nest. You had The Works, The Nest, your show.
Yeah, but that's because we made shows. That was
but that's what we did too. We had to make sure too much. Like everyone, you always had to fucking you always had to make your own shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But like when I got there, it was like, excuse me, it was clearly rough. And then we got lucky, like within about 6 months of me starting, a bunch of really fun new comics started. But like it felt like the end of something when I first showed up. Everyone they weren't really talking, no one was hanging out. It was a weird vibe.
Yeah, because it was definitely a brain drain. Because once I was gone, Ali was gone within a year. I think Deanne was. Yeah, Deanne was still definitely there.
Deanne was still there. She closed the first show I ever did.
Man,
she mentioned me while she was on stage. She referenced one of my jokes, and I was like, she hated that joke, but she remembered me. I'm gonna be famous.
Did she hate that joke?
She hated that joke, and she was right too. I even stopped it halfway through and was like, "This is gross. I'm not going to do this anymore." I apologize.
What was the joke?
It was a thing about poetic devices in porn. And then
fuck you. Oh, hi everyone, it's me, Chris Betts. First 5 years into let's all read from Smart Fuck book.
And then
did you know that Latin and pussy means platin? Like, shut up.
But it was I started jerking off, like miming jerking off on stage, and I caught myself halfway, and I was like, "What the fuck am I doing? This is gross." Apologized to everyone. They all laughed and appreciated it. And then I moved on with my set. And then Deanne referenced the jerking off. And I was like, she noticed me.
Open mic at the Comedy Works?
Comedy Nest.
Oh, you started the Comedy Nest? Come on, man. You got to, you have to start at the Comedy Works.
I didn't know shit. They were great. Ed Knight is on your stream right now. No, Josh, you're poaching our guests.
What? Okay, I got to go buy MNMD. Stonks to the moon. What?
Wait, who are we talking to that's on Wall Street Bets? By the way, that's not my Wall Street. It's a different Bets.
I mean, I like the Reddit group that's Wall Street Bets, and it's just times that you've been to different streets, and then they have the photos up on a wall. Imagine how awful that Reddit group. You might that sounds like the worst Reddit group. What's this Reddit group? Oh, there's this one guy named Chris Betts. And we put he just goes and stands on streets, and then we hang the photos of them on walls.
Come on in. It's a really vibrant community.
Also, I keep discovering there's a lot of people in my social media that are just full on advertising OnlyFans now.
Really? Is that because we talked about it the other day? I
don't know what's going on, but I think what it is just every woman is just like, you know what? People want to see my Norks. Time to make some fucking cash. I think honestly, OnlyFans is going to normalize sex work.
Oh yeah,
more than anything else in the universe.
Oh yeah, because everyone's like at a push. Second cousin is on it now.
Yeah, like bear in mind, I bet you someone related to Barack Obama's on it.
Oh, for sure.
Jill Obama, his 8th cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Barack Obama these days? What's he up to?
He's doing a podcast with Bruce Springsteen.
No, he isn't.
He really is. It's on Spotify.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
with Bruce. Oh my god!
Told you.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Why?
Because why not? You get to hang out with the boss. He's also
I'm-
like running fucking a bunch of charities and stuff. But every week, couple hours, just Barack and the boss hanging out,
I
kicking
got
it.
news for you. Barack Obama makes sense. I don't know if I want to hang out with Bruce Springsteen. I think Bruce Springsteen kind of sucks.
Oh, what? But he's the voice of the working class Northeastern.
No, he's not. It's fake.
I was driving down in the factory close,
never
and my truck was okay, but then it broke down. This isn't country, I swear. Oh,
can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear him now.
You
Yeah.
have one. It's
You know what I do?
You do.
Yeah.
Everyone on my crew has a podcast. My dog has a podcast. Well, recently, this is a big deal. Two hugely famous icons, President Barack Obama.
Okay, hello, and welcome to Renegades, born in the USA.
Oh, I thought it was actually them. Their podcast isn't called Renegades Born in the US. It's not. That's so stepdad. That's the most stepdad thing I've ever heard in my listen,
That's not what it's called. That would be hilarious. That's why it's a Team Coco joke.
I feel like it's called I better not be called oh no. No, that's what it's called.
What? Renegades?
It's actually called Chris.
Mm.
Are you ready? I'm
Yeah, I'm
on
ready.
the actual Spotify page.
Okay. I'm glad you brought it up because, oh my God, it's actually called Renegades Born. I fucking love that. I absolutely love that. That's so funny.
I mean, you
What
can
a
also,
terrible
you can also
name.
see that I also was following. This is Papa Roach.
Oh, John, you deserve better, man.
I mean, I got to tell you, sometimes when you're running, you just want to listen to some absolute crapola.
Jesus Christ, they're terrible. I listened to a very nice interview with Serge Tankian and Rick Rubin today. Absolutely lovely.
I want you to know, Chris, throughout this entire stream, guess what I've been doing?
Calling.
Calling to apply for pandemic unemployment assistance.
Second
Pandemic
time today.
unemployment.
We're back on hold, baby.
Oh!
Hey! Everyone thrust, celebratory thrusts, Chris. They're not sexual. They're
No,
just getting
this
the
is the
legs
dance.
involved.
It's
Oh,
the Humpty
yeah.
Dance. The Humpty Dance
right.
is your
I
chance to call the
predict, ladies
government
and gentlemen, I will be on hold.
for this whole stream.
I think I'll probably be on hold until about 7:00 tonight.
Nice. What time is it
I
there
gotta
now?
tell you, 2:38.
2:30? Nice.
I have to tell you, I was very
Yes, Alex. Yes, please.
Let me ask you this: do you go through these waves with like solo streams and stuff like that, where you're like, "Oh yes, we want a prediction for this. Yes, please." Okay, how about this?
R.I.P.
We're
Shark
gonna-
G.
Everyone in the chat, please pick a time, and whoever gets the time, I will PayPal you. I'll pay the PayPal them a monetary sum, like a stupid figure, 69 cents, something.
Yeah, I like that. What about $4.89? Because that's 4.20 and 69.
Whoa! I know that's not how prediction works. We're doing a new thing, Alex. If you head into my Discord, this is how it's going to work. Head into my Discord and DM me the time. I will not be paying Dogecoin. Decarp, you know I will not be paying Dogecoin. Future Bear King's coming in. Future Bear King, can you email that time to my Discord? DM them in the Discord. What time is it now with you? It is right now 2:40.
He's 8 hours behind.
I'm 8 hours behind the UK.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I forgot that one day we'll be doing this in the same time zone. Do you know how
Right?
much easier that's going to be?
I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
So at Mega Stream on Thursday, I'm going to be turning my computer on and we're starting 8 a.m. my time, 4 p.m. your time. And I say we're going at least 8 hours.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Because that'll take us to midnight, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds very good to me.
Also, Alex Baldy. I was going to say Alex Baldy, David Hoare. I was going to shoot you guys the link for guests. I trust you guys. If anyone you find that's going on, stuff like that, someone you see, someone you think be interesting, let's get some surprise. I always like when we're surprised. Like right now, Ed Knight said he was going to come on, and surprise, and fucking shown up yet.
That's a real baller move.
I mean, it's a fucking badass man move, isn't it? Just fucking. Yeah. He dead-eyed us. He gave us the high hat, is what he did.
You know what I feel like he's doing as well? I feel like he's watching the stream in his house, just smoking cigarettes and not answering, like a cool guy. Like when he sees your number come up on the phone, he goes, "Not yet," and then it hangs up. You got to call 4 more times, so you got to earn the Ed Knight.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to zoom. Do we do that end of the mega stream? We have chat people on the mega stream. Last hour of the mega stream.
I like that. I like that very much.
Actual chat people on.
Ed's mom came in my room.
Yeah, she did. Baldy. Baldy. I think that'd be very fun. Last end of the mega stream, chat comes on the stream.
Oh, Decarp finished his bowling league last night.
Oh, and he emailed me. I didn't write this on my notes for the show because I was too good. $27 to sponsor his bowling team. It's spent $27.
Yes. Of course, we're sponsoring
okay,
that. Of course.
All right. So what are we calling it? I was thinking of calling it Chris and John do a Twitch stream every day at 2 p.m. Pacific time, and all of the times
10 p.m. GMT.
10 p.m. GMT.
What we can name their bowling team for $27?
Yes.
That is
as I understand it, yes, we can.
That's so great.
But my question to the Decarb, and because once I agree on this, the Covey rollers. Oh, that's not bad. No, but I think it should advertise our Twitch stream.
Yeah.
But here's my question: how much are we willing to spend if we buy them uniforms? Because I think anyone can name it.
But yeah, you got to have those matching shirts. You need the pin pals.
This is the thing.
Yeah.
Decarb, how can you price out uniforms? Because I only want to do it if we also then get the uniforms.
Yeah, because I also want a uniform.
Yeah. Oh, we also are each getting our own uniform now.
Yeah,
but
the .ca.
Yeah, I'll work on that.
Did she say .ca? Are you calling the Canadian government?
No, I don't know. What
nice one. Thank you, Decarb. Keep us posted because we want to kit you boys out.
I mean, I'm and I am
guys and gals. I assume it's a co-ed league.
Because part of me also, this is Decarb. Is there another bowling team I could sponsor? Because I'd like to name one after my brother in tribute to his graduation. That's
so funny.
Happy graduation, Cullen Hastings, the bowling team.
Silly Bowley knows. That's very fun.
That's just all good. But John, like literally the full explanation, just because it's also the idea that it's written on the back of a bowling shirt.
I'm for it.
I mean, because it's also what's even better is Decarb. I don't want you to explain to them why.
Yeah, we're just eccentric 100 heirs that have taken a liking to your bowling style.
Mm-hmm. Just the full HTTP. Come on, get in there. I can't believe I'm back on hold. I feel insane.
The untitled Twitch stream bowling team?
No, it has to be our full names and the time.
It's so long.
I know. That's why it's so good.
But I don't want to embarrass these people. They're our team.
It's Decarb.
Decarb doesn't get embarrassed. 4 friends.
Decarb has children. You can't embarrass stepdads. You can embarrass dudes that marry mums and pretend to be dads. You can't embarrass a dad.
But what if his team doesn't want to be on the team anymore? We got to think about that. We got to think about Decarb.
I can't be embarrassed. No, Decarb. No, but because Decarb would only hang out with other people that could be like Decarb. He's a dark soul. Is our Decarb? He's not hanging out with goody two shoes.
Confirm, deny. Because I don't want to hang you out to dry on this. It's very important to me that we don't hang you out on this. But if that's the case, then fuck yeah.
They're like-minded boys. Yes, of course they are.
Good, great, fantastic.
We could do a QR code on the back that goes straight to our stream. I mean, do you know how fun that is? One of those.
What if
things where
what if it's a QR code that instead of the stream it plays David Hoare's theme song?
Yes. Okay, but here's the thing: if we sponsor the bowl, but by the way, it's not if. It's I just need to know how much the shirts are going to tack on,
Yeah.
and then we're doing this. You should check out my stepdad's Twitch stream. Is that an actual Twitch stream? I mean, I'm still back on the fact that Barack Obama has a podcast.
Renegades, born
You
in the
understand?
USA. I hope
There
they
is
broadcast from the back of motorcycles. I hope
There's
that's what
nothing
they
that
record in
I
the
should be
studio.
doing. I shouldn't be doing anything longer than the former president of the United States of America. Do you understand that there was for a brief moment
Except
more-
jacking it to Michelle.
more? Oh yeah, I never found Michelle Obama very attractive.
Oh, she's a very beautiful woman.
I mean,
like her.
no, objectively
She's
very beautiful.
graceful,
She doesn't do anything. for me.
powerful. I like
No.
it.
Probably 6 bowlers, maybe 30 a pop, then less than 250 cash title out the door. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, 125 each for our
125
shirts and the
for-
name.
For shirts
buddy.
and the name.
I'm
Done.
in.
Um,
We need a little logo for the chest as well. So we have it written on the
No,
back,
no.
and then we
It-
need a logo on the chest.
it's each of our faces.
Cool. Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Mine will, of course, be wearing this blue wig. Now, here's the second question. I just thought of this. I don't know if, and I don't know if 1 million can do this, but do we do a comedian's quiz at what time is that? It would be at 6 p.m. UK time.
Alex, we've offered to pay you in the past, and you've turned us down every time. It's too
Yeah.
late. It's going on the
I'm wa-
bowling tee.
I'm waiting for the invoice.
You had your chance.
Can
We're
your
throwing our money at
faces be
bowling
on the
tees
bodies
now.
of the guys from Due South? Yes.
Of course they can. Yes.
Chuck, I'm being bent in your Ray.
I'm Diefenbaker.
That's a dog. You can't be the dog. The dog just has to remain unedited.
He's a great dog. I like him so much.
I mean, I like also naming it after Diefenbaker. Fun fact about John Diefenbaker, Canadian Prime Minister, made a big bunker outside of Ottawa called the Diefenbunker, and now people just go throw rocks at it. And it's where the Carp Fair is, I think.
Cool. Can you go in? I want to go in the Diefenbunker.
No, I don't think you can. I don't know if you can go in. I don't. Think
I mean, it's
so.
probably safe in there. It's fucking Diefenbunker.
I mean, it's such a Canadian thing that you just named the bunker after the fucking. Oh my god, it's an escape room now.
oh, what? I mean, of course it is. 2 guys on my team own the bowling alley, so we can talk about putting a show on.
Oh my god. Okay, we're going to Toledo, Ohio.
I can't wait to go to Toledo, Ohio.
Okay, so that will be so crazy. When
That's so
I
fun.
could go to Toledo tomorrow. You understand?
That's
You
so
better fucking
fun.
get your ass vaccinated. We are going to Toledo, Ohio. We are streaming for one. We're doing it's the Hummus Chums and Mistafers Twitch stream festival.
Oh, David,
much
that would
to
be
fly me
wonderful.
over?
What a reveal.
I don't know if I'm able. I think that might be out of our season starts in August, September. Okay, so we
Okay.
have to go.
I'll be back by then.
I don't know if you will.
I will.
It's not because of the UK. It's that Canada is such a fucking mess.
Hmm.
And because I have anxiety, I worry about everything, like things that are not my problem. I will spend minutes being like, wonder if they are aware of that. Thinking about this. You're a Canadian citizen. What is your wife's status with the Canadian government right now?
She's got like a 10-year can come and go as she pleases thing within like a 6-month thing. So we can go there, be there for 6 months as long as she doesn't work, hang out, and then we've got to go back to the UK or Europe or somewhere that isn't Canada to reapply.
So what are you going to do for 6 months and then go to New York?
Well, for 6 months, I'm going to do shows and work and make sure my dad's all set up and see friends. And then I'm going to go down to New York from Toronto a lot. I'm going to stay with Mr. Max White, who we still have to get on the stream. I got to follow up with
Get him
that.
on the stream for Thursday, Chris.
Yes, I'll message him right now.
Stop.
Oh, no,
coughing.
David, it's Ohio, baby. You're going to Cleveland. We're going to see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
No, we're connecting through. I think we'll have to rent a car in Cleveland or Cincinnati and then drive to Toledo.
But we're still going.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Why do people keep using this fucking? Okay, let me. Okay, I for the first time in a while, a show has tweeted out a headshot of mine because I'm on it next week.
Yeah.
Let me show you the one that they picked. And so many clubs picked this one.
I think
And
I
I
know.
don't-
Well, there's
I
one.
don't even know
there's
where
one
they
of
got it.
3. This is why I love the underwear shots, because there you're always going to go with that one.
I honestly have no idea where the fuck they got this picture from because he didn't he sent it to me.
Would it be too early to have the show in Ohio, or would you consider it in a few months before it's Toledo? I don't get the wordplay that she's doing, and sometimes switching is doing in there. I don't. Where's this headshot from?
Genuinely had it taken. There were these guys that were like, "Hey, we need to work on taking headshots of individuals. So if any comics want free headshots done, then come on down." So they took a bunch of headshots, a bunch of great ones, and they were like, "Can you just take one in front of this red background with you looking dead-eyed? Because we think that would be very funny." So I just took it because it was like funny and we were laughing, and then obviously never used it. I never posted it with anything, and so I have no idea how it got out because it's not on any of my websites or anything.
If you Google
And
image-
clubs use it all the time. I'm sure it's on Google Images, but I don't know why.
I mean, I never under. By the way, and I'm going to say this because we have people that are comedians in the chat, people that might get into comedy. Here's, by the way, what the fuck? Oh, that was yours. Here's my favorite interesting thing about when you get a new agent in comedy or in any walk of showbiz. First thing they always say is get new headshots.
Yeah.
To the point now, I held back on a set of headshots, and I'm just waiting.
I love that.
Night, Joe Trope. We'll see you tomorrow.
Night, Joe. You're great.
If you Google image Chris Best comedy, it's the second result. Yeah, that's Sarah. You did it right there. Thank you, Richard. Right?
But well, no, I understand that it's up there, but I don't understand why it's on the internet in the first place.
Have you thought that maybe it's because you're a dirty little fuck?
Oh, I hadn't considered that. That makes a lot of sense, actually, now that you say it out loud.
Everyone knows that Chris is a dirty little fucking boy.
Woo!
So you're messaging Maxway. It's from your TikTok, Chris.
Oh, of
interesting.
course it is. That's right. I forgot that I put it up on my TikTok. I moved the mouth and it does Terrence and Phillip jokes.
Oh, interesting. Goes to Cove, quietly die. Are you embarrassed that you're the fault? It's your fault this is out there at all? That's so good that it was your TikTok. Oh, that makes me so happy. Oh. No. Yeah, don't go to the Cove, Alex. No, Chris.
Don't go into the Cove.
Chris, can you send me the Cove?
I'm stuck in the Cove. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare out here. There's no Nessie. I'm in danger on all sides. There's neckers. There's drowners. There's teenagers trying to get pregnant up on Pregnancy Point.
Did your town have a place where everyone went to go fuck? Ottawa did not have that, but we did have a section of the Ottawa River where dudes used to go to just to get sucked off. Because here's the thing that we had before. What? What's so funny?
Where dudes used to go to get sucked off.
That's where they.
It's not like couples went. It's just dudes. Just
Yeah.
dudes went to get sucked off.
It's
Is this like where gay guys hang out and they just stand around and then look at
it's
each other
like
funny?
it's like the Snake Pit in Hampstead Heath, but it's just a section of river in Ottawa.
Yeah, they've got that in Stanley Park in Vancouver.
I mean, that's the thing. You could straight people really fucking drop the ball when it comes to like outdoor anonymous sex locations. I mean, we dropped the ball in a lot of things,
A lot of things, yeah.
human rights for other individuals. But the one that's affected me is there's not nearly as. I mean, I thought you meant sucked off like by the current of the river.
Where would that happen? Where would that happen? Twitch in the Cove?
No, it wouldn't happen in the Cove, Chris. It would never happen in the Cove. I'll tell you where it would happen. Do you want to know where it would happen?
Where would it happen?
Well, you'd be hanging out, just picking some weed, and then you take a wrong turn, and then oh no!
Oh, get out of the woods! Oh, good. Thank you. APD, always be dogging. Explaining dogging to Canadian audiences is one of the great joys of going back home and doing stand-up.
A friend of mine, he's a bit of a wild card, let's be honest. Let's see if. Oh God! Oh God.
Oh, it's infiltrating.
Yeah, that's what's happening. He's a bit of a wild card, let's say, and he wanted to come to the UK specifically to go dogging. Like he thought it was just a thing like you'd be at a
Wow.
bar and someone's gonna be like, "We're going dogging," and he'd be like, "Cool, I want to jack off." That guy.
Wow.
That guy. Let me tell you who loves sex workers in Eastern Ontario. No, Eastern
G-
Ontario.
King Geo? Is it King Geo?
It is not King Geo. King Geo has met this
Aw.
guy. King Geo is there. I don't know if King Geo's on the stream. King Geo is there when this guy gave another one of my comedian friends loose cocaine in his hand.
Whoa. Out of what?
Little paper envelope. Just
Oh man.
I'm going back to the hotel. Hey man, here's for you to have a hotel party. No, knew that guy since I was 11.
all on your own. Just go do some coke alone in your hotel room when you're going to sleep. Nice.
It is not Time Travel Agent. Time Travel Agent 100% knows this person. If Time Travel Agent was here, I would almost get her on a Discord voice call to talk about this particular individual. This particular individual is someone I just assumed would die in jail because of being a drug dealer. And he now legally grows weed for the government. Totally fine. Got away with it all. Yeah. Has a really nice, normal girlfriend. Well, like, you know what I mean. Do you know one of those things? It's not Mr. Shouldice. I mean, by the way, if anyone can track down, let's find a photo. I don't think we ever found a photo of Terry Shouldice.
Hey, it's these dead peeps. What's going on?
Please, the people to the home hunting.
Max White is in.
What? Is he doing the quiz or is he just coming on?
I told him to just come on.
Yeah,
but we can also have him do the quiz. But I feel like he'd be great just as a solo guest.
Yeah.
Max White gives me life.
Better be wearing a fucking nice jacket, or I'll tell you what, it's going to be curtains for that man.
Oh, he's going to be inside, John. Don't make him wear a jacket inside. I just tracked that. It's so spicy and nice. I'm actually too hot right now.
Yeah, you are.
Too hot. I'm going to go
God,
somewhere
I could
else.
go for a Diet Coke right now.
Order one. Isn't that the beauty of the world?
And
just be like, oh no, it's too small. Why did that happen?
I like this. I like that you just have a framed. You got the Rocky Mountains. Well, if you're going to broadcast,
just a nice little picture in my library. If I'm going to broadcast, you're goddamn right. I'm going to broadcast.
If you're going to broadcast from Canada, I'm broadcasting from Canada.
Oh, there we go. Some cool mountain air. I feel much better.
I'm just in downtown Ottawa.
Oh, yeah. Pretty. That's very nice. Welcome home. Welcome home.
So if you're, hang on, let me get situated. And we already sent you 3 grams. Yo, please get a sex dungeon background. I have a 3-liter in the fridge. Fuck, I'm jealous. Okay, so this is these are the Parliament buildings in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Up until recently, if you went behind there was a giant cat sanctuary. That I assume the cats just froze to death in the winter. It was just sort of unsaid.
They can't have allowed that. There's no way they would have allowed that. I feel like there's a cat sanctuary who has 12 cats in their house right now.
I mean, well, all the cat sanctuary eventually got shut down because they were like, wait a minute, we government are just running a cat sanctuary in our property? And they're like, yeah. It's because they're having to rebuild the entire Parliament buildings because they were legitimately falling apart. And they also, like, a bunch of the doors just didn't lock. Like, do you remember when that guy shot the soldier at the War Memorial and then ran into Parliament Hill?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Well, part of the thing with that, I believe, I can't remember if this was just like small town rumor or was actually in a newspaper. I know it was conveyed to me through friends that still live in Ottawa. So this may not be true. But as I understood it, like, part of the problem is it's not like it's like a state-of-the-art building where like security can press a button and lock the building down. Like it's an old, like you got to get a bunch of people to push against a big woody door. Like
there's a guy with a huge bunch of keys. Like nope.
Oh heck! Oh, all right. Chris? Yeah, take me through your Canada plan. So you're gonna head home. Your dad, early stages of the forget me nots.
Indeed. Yeah. Gonna go back home. Gonna
It's a
spend.
real motherfucker, that one. I got my grandfather on one side, grandmother on the other side, both capute as a result. Just an absolute. It's because what's also annoying is no case is the same, so there's no relatability to it. Like there is in broad strokes, but it's not like the specificness of it.
Yeah.
It's just fucking.
Well, his mom's had it for the last like 15 years, and she's been in a home. So
Wait a
my
minute.
grandmother.
Your grandmother's still alive?
She died 2.5 months ago.
I'm really sorry for your loss.
Thanks, man. It was COVID that got her, but honestly, it was kind of it was time.
How
She
old
wasn't-
was she?
90 something.
Good God, no.
Yeah, and she was like, she had like terrible dementia. Right before her dementia got bad, she was so fun. She kept escaping from the home. She was like a mischief.
My
monster?
grandmother did that too. She memorized the they figured out she memorized. This is the crazy thing about Alzheimer's. Couldn't fucking tell you anything about anything. Memorized the keypad pattern once. They had to then put a cover on it. Then she figured out that if she got into the kitchen, these dumb fucks had just there's a door that went to like there was like sort of an airlock between one part of the secure ward and the other.
Yeah.
And then she just go in there. But that thing, the doors, like the first part of the doors, you couldn't open from her side, but some fucking goo bag just popping along. She would knock on the window. They'd be like, "Oh, hey," and she'd be like, and then they would open, and she's out, baby. I think more escapes. Dorothy McNeish was responsible for more escapes.
Oh,
in the
nice.
history of the Glebe Center in Ottawa than anyone else.
Very nice. Same with Norma Kenyon. She was a wily old gal. And the last time I saw her was at a Christmas concert. She spent the whole time making fun of everybody and then looking over to me like, fuck these guys, right? And I was like, yeah, fuck them, Grandma. But as a result, yeah. So she's so I'm gonna go take care of my dad. I'm gonna do at least like a month there just to be like, what is his life like? Who is his doctor? How is he set up? And then depending on what I find there, we're either going to stay for a longer period of time or we're going to shoot over to New York. I'm going to do some shows and hang out and then come back. But yeah, basically, first things first, Vancouver Island, spend some time on the beach with my dad. And hopefully
Because
have a
he's
lovely
on the
time.
island.
He's on the island now. Yeah, he moved.
I mean, that's good stuff, actually.
Yeah, it's great because there's so many old people there. They're like ready for it.
That's true. Because I was gonna be like, was it a thing where like your brother's done some stuff, but I don't think your brother lives on the island. I feel like he lives somewhere ludicrous, like Red Deer.
No, my brother's like lower mainland, but it's 3 hours to get to my dad's house, including the ferry. So
I mean, but that
It's like-
ferry's good.
it's a pain in the ass. But
First
yeah,
things
so it's still
first,
not great.
bowling alley, bumfuck, Ohio, bro.
Toledo.
Buddy, let's do it. Because literally here's what I want to do. I want to go. Do we go to Toledo for a week? I want to watch our bowling team play.
Yeah.
I say we do live stream from a different Toledo location.
Definitely.
I want to see if we can somehow do a comedy show in Toledo.
Oh, for sure.
It's our bowling team, Alex. It's our bowl. If I'm the co-owner of this bowling team.
Goddamn right.
Okay. All right. Which great sports owner are we going to be if for our bowling team?
Ooh. Are we going to be Mark Cuban?
Oh, no, we're not being Mark Cuban. Absolutely not.
Are we being Steve Ballmer, new owner of
No.
the Clippers? No. He's cool. He's very supportive.
No,
He
I
loves
don't
the
wanna
team.
be support-
Big fan.
No. John, you can't own people anymore. Ugh, Baldy, you know what you're doing? A lot of this. Now, you see, future Bear King is now someone's blowing my skirt up.
Who's Al Davis? Fill me
Owner
in
of
on
the-
Al Davis.
Owner of the Oakland Raiders, basis for Mr. Burns from The Simpsons.
Oh, that's right.
Who's Al
update.
Davis?
2.5 hours into the stream, 10:30 a.m. Is that too late because it's too close to the quiz? Or should we bring him in for half an hour, then do the quiz with him for Max?
Well, that's easy. So he's in New York. Fuck. I don't think that. All right, if we start at 8 a.m. my time,
Yeah.
he's 3 hours ahead. If he's on at 10:30, I won't be on yet.
No, PST. Your time. We're
yeah.
talking in Pacific Standard Time just to keep everything simple.
Oh, that's good.
10:30. That's pretty close to the quiz. Well, say come on have him come on pre-quiz,
Yeah.
and then have him do the quiz.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna say we're streaming right now, but I'll get back to you.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about Plantation John.
Oh, never forget about Plantation John.
I
Plantation Elliot as well. Plantation Elliot.
Oh, there was of course. Yeah, Plantation Elliot is who. Yeah, you want to know what Plantation Elliot's plantation is?
What?
Here it is. Oh no! Oh, it didn't work. Never mind.
That was you owe no too soon, my friend.
I know. I was knowing for it not working. See?
Oh, okay. Oh no! You can't till those lands. All you'll get is
No.
child bones.
Yeah. All you get is teeth, glass eyes, and such.
Ah.
You just get little scraps of paper with your address on it. Yeah. Dementia's a real motherfucker. Let's explore. So, what are you gonna do responsibility wise? Because what's his level? Is he aware that there's something up, or is he?
He is in very strong denial.
Go good. That's always very helpful in these
Yeah.
situations. That's gonna
How's
be
your
really
memory,
fun.
Dad? Great. How's your memory, Dad? Great. Cool. Good. So not acknowledging it, not taking it well. What we're going to do is we're going to get power of attorney, just so that when it gets bad, we're ready and everything's set up.
Yep.
We're going to meet his doctors. We're going to look into getting someone to come and visit his house twice a week to
Yep.
make sure that he's eating and everything is clean and he's fine. Yeah, that kind of stuff. So it's just like it's all about setting the groundwork
think
to
you
make
can
sure
also-
that as he transitions into it, it's as easy as possible for him, and we don't let anything slip through the cracks.
I know this because my entire one side of my entire family has a fear of Alzheimer's. So,
Mm.
and I hope you're all sitting down for this. I hope Chris is sitting down for this. My mom has, of course, investigated the whole thing and the procedures for if in case she gets it.
Mm-hmm. Your mother's very thorough.
They're very thorough, but
Mm.
there's a bunch of stuff that doctors can help you with in terms of getting cameras installed and stuff like that.
Okay.
So you can literally just check it. I know that through OHIP, so
Mm.
I don't know what the BC version of that is, but like literally go to his doctor and be like, because there's the clock test and a bunch of things they have to go through quickly to determine it.
Okay.
Like, do you know if he's had that?
Yeah. They're pretty much like, I mean, we can't
Oh, okay.
guarantee this, but this is what's happening.
So it's how they always are with dementia, where it's like
Yeah.
could be this or cancer, and well, how
Yeah,
will
frust-
you know
frust-
when he's
frust-
dead?
Yeah,
You
not
don't
till
know,
he's
so-
dead. Yeah.
Just like, wait, what? You're like, yeah, it's so. This is why I kind of love science, is because there's certain areas of science that are so complex, and it's like taking us 50 years to figure out, and then there's other ones where it's like, what do we do about that? Nothing. In fact, there is
Yeah.
nothing we can do. Wait, why?
Nope.
Like, why?
Would you like
Ah.
another pillow? Would you
Yeah,
like
yeah.
some food? Are you
You want
hungry?
would you like some lovely morphine?
Would you like to meet John Cena?
I mean, how let down would you be if you accidentally got? Could we sign your dad up for the Make a Wish? How do you like? I mean, what's the ethics of that?
Please continue to hold. Your call will be answered in the order it was.
What, getting a Make-A-Wish thing for an old man?
Yeah,
I don't think you can scam the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I
mean,
feel like they
hang
want
on.
they're
I'm
gonna
gonna-
meet him.
I want to be clear here. Anyone can scam the Make a
That's
Wish
true.
Foundation. What I feel like you're saying is you shouldn't.
Also, is that a thing in Canada? I've never heard of it.
The Make a Wish Foundation?
Yeah, I only see it on American things.
Well, we can't prescribe a bullet, but
But we can just accidentally leave this gun here.
I'm if they go, you have dementia, I'll be like, that's cool. I'm gonna need 80 morphines. Ask me
Oh,
no
you-
more questions.
You know what we should do is if we're in
Make a
Toledo, I'm looking at a map right now. We should both jump over to Toronto and fucking pack out a comedy bar and have a good ass time there as well.
Where is well, how close is Ohio to Toronto?
It's not that far from Detroit.
Like how far?
T-Carp, how far is it? Detroit to Ohio, Toledo. I mean, it looks close on a map, but I zoomed out pretty far.
So it's not that close.
Well, I don't know. It's right up there. It's fucking tucked up in the area.
Hey, that's not bad. It's 5 hours.
There you go. So yeah, we can just shoot up to Toronto, do some goddamn gigs.
That's a goddamn dog dick of a fucking drive, though. Oh, we could totally do
Let's
it.
hop on a sweet little jumper jet. Cleveland to. Plus, then we can go to Cleveland. I want to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Of course, I want to go to the.
Great
Why wouldn't we go to the Rock and Roll Hall? I mean, Michigan's so stupid.
I want to go to a Cavaliers game.
I don't. I mean, Cavaliers.
It's the Cleveland team. I'd rather go to a Philadelphia 76ers game. That's why I looked at the map. I wanted to see how close Philly was.
Well, why don't we just, if we're already driving, well, let's see how close is Philly? Hang on, let me just look at this map here.
Yeah, because Philly is.
Bring it up.
Philly's
Okay, all right. First of all, and I have to make this point every time I look at a map of the state of Michigan. It's stupid how north fucking Michigan goes.
Yeah.
Look how close Michigan and Minnesota get to Thunder fucking Bay.
Yeah, Michigan is a real DNRB.
Yeah. Also, by the way, and I can't stress this enough, if you're ever driving from Ottawa to Winnipeg, whatever you fucking do not go this way.
Wait, I couldn't see that. Do that slower.
Can you see my mouse
No.
on the map? You can't
No.
see it?
Oh, there it is.
Okay. If you're in Ottawa, there I am.
Yeah.
Don't, whatever you do,
Yeah.
do not drive this way to Winnipeg.
Okay.
Because you have to literally go basically up and
I
around.
see that. I see the highway. Yeah.
Like you see how there's just a million little shitty lakes? Look at all
Yeah.
these shitty lakes.
You fucking lakes.
Yeah, you literally have to go. This is me in Ottawa. When I should be able to do this. Right in. Just go like this.
So what? You drive through the states instead? You go south?
Of course.
Take the real roads?
Yeah. Just like
Very
a fucking,
interesting.
like a man. You go like this. Whee! Right through.
Yippee!
Yeah. Well, technically, I think what you do is you actually drive I think you cross.
Have we talked about when Faisal went to Winnipeg for a weekend of shows?
No.
Faisal,
Basil Button and Chris's.
indeed,
Every time-
mentor to Chris Betts, took me under his wing, made me feel safe in comedy.
Very dirty under that wing, I bet.
Very dirty, but very fun. One time I had to get home real fast, and he lent me a child's bike that he'd stolen.
Yep.
We
I
he was like,
remember Faisal, and I'll never forget this. Hey man, how was your weekend? Fuck me, bad weekend, man. Not a cigarettes. Oh,
now currently doing a bunch of commercials with his adorable daughter.
because
Really
of
turned his
COVID.
life around. No, even before that.
I mean,
They're just casting him. They just like his look, and his daughter is genuinely just the cutest fucking thing in the world.
he's a great guy, and his wife. I assume they're married at this point.
Sure. But they're still together. They've been together for ages.
I love that guy. He always tells me, he goes,
Right.
"I was always in your corner."
And he was. He used to. He used to talk glowingly about you.
I love that guy. I wish he was around. Why do reach out to
Definitely get
Faisal?
him on stream. Fucking done. But yeah. So I got a headlining weekend, and I was like, "That's amazing, man. Good for you." And he's like, "It's in Winnipeg," and I said, "Cool. I have to take a bus there."
What?
Yep, because otherwise he would have lost all of his money if he'd flown. So to make it financially viable, he had to take a bus from Montreal to Winnipeg.
Oh.
In my memory, it was 3 days. It was a 3-day journey each way.
It's 25 hours straight.
You're in a Greyhound that doesn't drive for 25 hours straight, and you probably have to get off and on at different places. We're talking probably 2 little
I
bit
want to
more
look
days.
that up actually, because the Canadian Greyhound, because you can take a Greyhound across the country. Winnipeg to Montreal. This is you can take a train
Hate that website. Used it a lot when I was back last year.
currently.
Oh, great. So they got rid of it because it was such a nightmare. Let's say 3 days each way. That's how I remember it.
I mean, but that time of his
Weird.
life, he was like this happened.
Yeah.
I watched the movie Dread twice back. God, it's good. They're early, and I was like, yeah. And then just check
Nice.
me in. I was
Fucking love being on the road. 3 hours early, and the hotel being like, "No, you can't come."
but if it is,
Yeah.
yep, your room's ready. Every time.
Nice.
Hotel is ever sold out of rooms. Oh, I've always heard that you can just walk up and be like, it says,
Remember, I'm not going to use these. And there was one night where he's like,
where was your
definitely
wife
happens,
for all of
definitely
this?
happens. She was in the UK. She was supposed to come with me. So this is the trip where I came out to your wedding, and then I did Toronto for a while, and I was supposed to then. And 3 weeks into the trip.
Fuck, I remember this.
Yeah.
Oh.
He literally was bending, just went, oh shit, dead.
Jesus.
35. Yeah. And Aborigines.
Submerged.
Water.
I gotta tell you, I know all you libs, Ed, don't like Joey Biden, right?
Libs. You think libs don't like Joe Biden?
I just like saying libs.
He's lib short for libertarian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
Why do you have Garfield and Princess Diana behind?
chat made me buy it.
What?
It says, I hate Mondays, but I could
You Google Ed Knight comedian. First thing that comes up because of me.
Yeah.
Mainly, it's just
a
like,
matter of degrees.
I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
I do hate that all of this stuff gets weaponized into divisions when I actually do really like that there are a shitload of terms and things like that so everyone can feel accepted and find a community and discuss these sort of things. Like it's one of those things where it's like, listen, being a straight white man in North America, I cannot tell you. It's great. Every day it's good stuff. Like it's just
so good.
easy stuff. I can ask a police officer for directions in any country. Like Colombia, in the middle of I could be in a favela in Brazil. Pardon me, officer. Which way? Por la biblioteca.
There are no cops in the favelas, my friend. They take
Yeah,
care of their own.
also, if you spoke Spanish to a Brazilian cop, I don't think you would have.
I mean, this is why it's so good to be a white North American man. Hola, Canadian. Olas.
Just point at the flag on your backpack.
Yeah.
Los
hablos portugués.
But yeah, I've always thought that it's like the especially at a time when there is a lot of like transphobia going around. Like there is
especially on this stream. Don't get Chris started. He's a real Graham Linehan.
Oh no, you're not a fucking Glenn.
No,
women are things. Men are.
Can I just
animals.
say this about the turf
Violence
movement? By the way,
fine.
Can I just say this about the turf movement? And I can't get over it. It's just like you couldn't have guessed who are the comedian spokesmen for this hate group. It's the guy from Father Ted and J.K. Rowling. Like what? Wait, what? Why?
And kind of Ricky Gervais as well, isn't he?
Yeah, is
turfy?
he?
Yeah,
is he?
But Gervais is the kind of like he's the kind of like militant atheism as a personality kind of guy. Anyway, like he's empty in the fucking brain anyway.
I cannot describe to you. I have a real problem with militant. I have more of a problem with militant atheism than I do with militant Catholicism.
I don't.
And
less kids were fucked.
This is my problem.
That's my ratio. It's number of kids fucked.
You're 100%
number of kids
right.
not fucked.
Let me say this on a basis to basis level in terms of believers, Catholics, sure, they look the other way for a great deal of kid fucking. Far more better for just some light chat. Great. Yeah, like just far much better on light chat. And militant,
I mean, everyone likes gold and wine. You've got something to talk about.
All right.
Thank you, Ed.
Also, golden wine. Militant atheism as well is often just like covering fire for extreme Islamophobia. It's crazy. Like the crossover on that Venn diagram is.
Also, by the way, if you're Islamophobic and I see you eating dessert, I'm smacking you in your fucking mouth, you hypocrite. I don't understand why we're not going after Islamophobes where it fucking hurts. No dessert for you. Nothing that's like poetry. No brown hair.
Not allowed to fucking add anything.
Thank you, Ed. No math. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's weird. It's like
isn't there like a big divide in that Persia claims they invented all those things, therefore Muslims didn't? That's my favorite thing. If you talk to a Persian guy, they're like, Islamic people didn't invent that. It was us. And I was like, wait, what's the religion of Persia though? And they're like, shut up. People go to cafes in Edinburgh to be in the same place. Wrote her first transphobic tweet.
And
hey,
every
so
cafe in Edinburgh says it was them that did it.
Yeah.
We are absolutely doing the Baldy, but you just need to keep us abreast of when the Scottish elections are. But we are doing.
You're gonna have to tell us,
Ed. We need to do some admin here. Ed, will you be here for our Scottish elections, watching to see if Leo Kearse wins a seat in the Scottish Parliament?
Are you fucking kidding me? No, I did not know about this.
Did you not?
You did not know this?
Yeah,
you
know the seat.
Yeah, for the rest of the stream. All right,
with Lawrence Fox's party.
Ed, sit right there. Let's watch ourselves some campaign videos.
Stop it. Hang on. I'm gonna get my
I'm
gonna get my Stanley knife out and I'm gonna commit seppuku right now before you make me watch any of this.
No, the world needs laughs. You are the future.
The world needs laughs. Why are we watching a Leo Cast video?
Because we're going to make fun of him.
Fuck me, that's so stupid. Did you see what the Scottish Tories did today? Some crazy shit.
No, I don't live in England or Britain. I don't live in Britain anymore.
I
so
do,
guess
but
what
I
do?
but I refuse to engage.
Yeah, I can't. This is my problem with Britain: is you guys act like you're a first world country and you're fourth world.
We are 100% a tributary state, but everybody in this country seems to think that we still have an empire that covers a quarter of the world. It's bananas.
It's what's amazing about it to me, and I never get over it, is there are about 30% of the English population vote, and I know they're thinking when they're ticking the box, empire's coming back. Like that's what their thought is. And in the same way that in America, they're about 30 to 40% here are going, guns protected, abortions done. Hello, Father. Welcome aboard. Ed, say hi to my dad now, please.
Hola. Hey, John's dad.
He does not speak Spanish.
Oh, sorry. I should have spoken Portuguese.
What do you think? He is a Portuguese cop? Come on.
Yeah, he speaks
Very good,
Portuguese.
very good.
Yeah.
Very droll. Very good.
I can't believe that Peter Politics, our very own Ed Knight, did not know. I've been following the Leo Kerr Scottish Parliament campaign. Oh, it's just absolutely brilliant.
Shit.
It's so funny.
Would you like to watch a campaign video, Ed?
Yes.
Yeah,
Aren't
I
you
think I
curious
have
what his
to.
positions are?
Yes, you do.
Oh, God.
How Leo Curse relates to the common man?
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Also, what happened between Leo?
I used to have a
and-
job at BAE Systems where I would bomb poor countries. You guys like
Yeah.
that kind of thing?
You what? He did? What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
Leo. Leo used to
he
do that.
used to have a job at like I think it was BAE Systems. It was like a big arms dealer, manufacturer. Rather.
Well, he wasn't no one who also does stand-up comedy is an arms dealer. I assume he worked in shipping and receiving for the arms dealer.
Mate, I'm an arms dealer, mate.
those away.
Oh, look at those guns.
You're
Look at those
embarrassing.
guns. Oh. Gonna
Guys,
have
my
to put an
dad's speaking
embargo on Ed
Portuguese.
Knight.
Bonjour. Bonjour, monsieur.
I can't stress this enough about going to Lisbon, Portugal. Every meal comes with one of those delicious Portuguese tarts, like the burnt tarts. In
The
every
natas.
restaurant,
Natas.
it's
Oh, my
like
God.
you can't. It's you literally just go. How is Spain considered the great paradise of Europe? You're not getting cake with every meal. Surprise!
Portugal's fucking rock. There's a massive Portuguese community in South London. There's shit
Portugal
cafes.
fucking rules.
Mhm.
Here's what Portugal gave everyone. Hey, you know chicken? We found an even better way to roast it. Get the fuck out. Then you eat it and you go, oh yeah. And what's that come with? Delicious pastry. Thank you, Chris.
Also, have you ever seen like TV coverage of like Portuguese football rivalries?
Yeah, they have to have the barbed wire fences in the arena.
It's the most heated. Like the commentators arguing about like Porto and Sporting and fucking Benfica and stuff in the studio is incredible.
Nice.
But it's also they're one of the countries that they have fences in the arena for the supporters, right?
Really,
I
That's
think
cool.
there's a list. I know Argentina is one, and I think
Hmm.
Portugal's another one where there's fences separating, and then and you can see footage of them literally like people like holding on to the side, like the mezzanine of the balcony to and sliding, like going like
Just to start a fight, just to get
to
their
start a
ass
fight.
kicked by a
It's
mob
so
of
good.
people.
That's why it's so good. This is why I could never be a sports fan. Is because in my head, at a certain point, I know that I'm just going to get kicked in the face. I'm not going to have superpowers because I like Lisbon United.
The confidence of being like, I'm going to drop into the other side and I'm going to John Wick all these motherfuckers. It's
Ed,
just me versus 150,000 pounds.
I've been reading this first subtitle over and over again while you guys have just been talking, and I've
I know.
decided I don't want to watch the video. Actually,
Well, too bad.
I don't want to be a politician. Politics is boring and everyone's ugly. I'm a comedian. I just want to do comedy.
You know how they say if you have to say you're a millionaire? Never mind.
he's upped his Scottishness for the video.
Yeah, he really has. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. He's not doing the classics. He's not weighing back and forth. That's how you're talking Scottish there, Ed. You all talk like these.
Fucking hell, man. When's the last
acting
time-
like he hasn't lived in London for the last
Also,
fucking 15 years.
Am I
When's the last
crazy?
time he fucking lived in Glasgow?
Am I crazy? But is this Clissold Park in North London?
Yeah.
Where in
All right.
Glasgow is this?
I don't know. I don't know Glasgow that well. I've only
I
been
have
like
to
5-6
stand
times.
against the SNP's hate crime bill. It could make my job illegal. Under the hate crime bill, if you say something that someone else perceives as abusive or intended to stir up hatred, no matter what you said or how you meant it, you could be prosecuted. Scotland has a proud history.
Oh no, I mean, I'm gonna say it. I think he's at that weird golf coursey thing in Edinburgh.
The links.
Yeah. I think he
Yeah.
might be in Edinburgh.
Yeah, I think that's the links in Edinburgh, right?
Is that? Yeah. No. Is that? That's not the Meadows in Edinburgh, is it? Oh shit! It might be. It looks.
might
It looks
be.
a bit like the corner of the.
Oh,
Oh,
Baldy
Baldy
says
says
it's
it's
Glasgow.
Glasgow.
Baldy
Baldy
All
says
these
it's
these
Glasgow.
things. Oh shit! I mean, how fucking fun would that have been if
That'd
he
be
filmed
just
it in Edinburgh?
hilarious.
Oh, I would have loved
What's I want to know what his job is that he thinks that under the SNP's hate crime, like is you are really snitching
Comedian.
on yourself by
Comedian.
saying I can't do comedy anymore if they pass this hate crime law.
What I don't understand is the one thing I don't understand is the count.
What was self-owned?
The whole Count Dankula thing in Scotland was stupid. It was stupid. I don't know why they prosecuted that guy.
What, are you French? Just Count Dankula.
Was it Count Dankula? I don't
Count
know.
Dankula.
Bonjour, va chercher le Count Dankula. Like that was a real fuck up. But here's something that the Scottish government are never going to do that again. They look like such assholes for fucking prosecuting that guy.
Mm.
But like, I still don't understand how. Like, it just struck me like, why did he get prosecuted? I don't know what it was.
He taught his
Well,
dog
he-
to Zig Heil.
Yeah, he told us how-
do a Nazi salute. Yeah.
But it's like it's one of those things where it's like I didn't think that warranted to be a crime given the context of which he explained. I understood what it was one of those things where it was going. The law in this case is blind. We are literally doing this because there's other people that are going to teach kids to zig. Like I understood the law of it. It's more just one of those things where I wish Gandungula had gotten a better lawyer. Do you know what I mean? Because what annoys me about this case is it gives credence to this sort of nonsense of like, oh, this hate crime bill is no affect comedy. Is it?
I find it like for stuff like that's that extreme. I think like stuff like, and it is different with Germany because that's obviously where it happened.
It is different with Germany. It's in Germany. It's full on illegal.
Yeah.
Kiss has to change their logo when it goes to Germany.
Really?
Yeah, because
Have they got an Iron Cross or the
No.
SS?
the lightning bolt S's look like the SS logo.
There's a lot of that stuff in like anime as well because there's like
All the Buddhist stuff.
the
Yeah.
Buddhist symbol which looks like a swastika but angled, which is fairly innocuous in Japan, which is weird. I've always thought that it's weird that that's innocuous in Japan, by the way, because they were part
Oh,
of the
dude.
Axis.
But that's how much they don't care about European culture.
Yeah,
They're
they
just
don't
not
care.
interested. They don't care.
And frankly, it rules. I wish I could not give a shit about.
Oh, it'd be so good.
Well, the reason why they don't care about that in Japan is just being very busy being quiet because all the other countries in Southeast Asia fucking historically hate because Japan was the England/America of that region. Like they loved a bit of the pop over and do some killing.
Oh yeah. Japan has like a lot of imperialism and war crime. I mean, it's like its state name, I think, was the Empire of Japan for like 50 years.
Yeah, it was-
or whatever it was.
well, it was
between
not-
the war and the
It wasn't until they that whole thing with the nuclear bombs and the war. Which they
yeah.
unfortunately
It was,
lost.
but it was like after Japan was like an open country, so in like
Yeah.
halfway through the 1800s. But it's always fun. Like you see there's lots of weird like Americans online who try and justify the nukes by being like Japan did lots of war crimes, as if everyone hasn't done lots of war crimes.
I love this. This is such an interesting. I mean, what aboutism? I cannot stand it, and it is an absolute fucking shelter of a fucking moron. Well, what about this? What about it? What does that have? What does that have to do
Yeah,
with
it's
what we're
it serves
talking
to
about?
let you kind of like disengage in your head and say, well, what about this? I don't have to sort of think about it because like, what about if this thing that's never going to happen happened?
Well, it's like
Checkmate.
the big one in the States was, well, Barack Obama started putting kids in cages, which he didn't, by the way. He didn't put kids in cages, and he
She
didn't.
didn't, by the way.
He didn't. And he didn't. Trump changed the rules for that.
I mean, not at the border, but let's face it. In the basement of the White House, there were a number of kids in cages that were paid to participate in fight clubs that we all know about.
White
Mm.
18-year-olds. And
No,
they knew what they were getting into.
It was a basement of a pizza restaurant in DC. We all know that.
Oh my God. I mean, I got to tell you, I want to go to Comet Ping Pong Pizza so badly. Like, I want to go so badly. And by the way, if I owned it, I would have so many "this way to the basement" signs, and you just end up outside.
I have a lot of respect for the guy that went to Comet Ping Pong.
Which guy? The guy that showed up, and then when they said there's no basement, and he just fired a gun in the air, and then when asked why he did that, he was like, "Well, I guess the intel on this op is incorrect."
Yeah, and he just was like, yeah, arrest me, whatever. Just like lay down on the floor.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my water.
Bang.
Bad.
I'm gonna get my water, and then we are gonna then watch this whole thing.
Baldy, yeah, that is true. They are giving Kamala Harris's book to the kids in cages.
No, it's not.
Well, they do. Yeah, it is true. What they've done is they've kept the same cages, but they've painted a big Daffy Duck mural on the side, so it's 4 kids now.
For the record, that's not true. But
Yeah,
also,
they've put a
it
big
is.
picture
Of
of
course it
Duck Tracy up on the ceiling so that the kids have something to look at when they're lying on the floor.
All right. Let's watch this fucking guy who did an open mic during the insurrection. Also, another thing I don't like about all of these comedians that have gone right wing is I really liked them when we were hanging out behind fucking back of comedy clubs, and they didn't seem like this fucking stupid. So either they're faking it then or they're faking it now. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah. You just think that like there's no way that this isn't like and it's completely fucked either way. If it's like instrumentalizing like this kind of thing, this kind of ideology for
Hi. 1 second.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm just
mute yourself there, John.
I will. Pardon me. Please don't hang up on me. I've been trying to get through all day. I just need to mute myself.
There we go.
What's he on?
He's been trying to get through to the California government literally since 7 a.m. He's
What, is
having
he
a hell of
running
a
for-
day.
What, is he running
they
for
come-
Congress or something?
Yeah, he's
Reclaim Party.
arguing for smaller cages. They've got too much space. I think what I think happened to Leo is because like I remember when I got here, he started being like the troll on the Comedy Collective.
Yes,
And that was him. That was him just fucking with people. And I'm a big believer that anything you do ironically, you begin to do earnestly. And I
Cool.
think that he went from doing that as a joke to starting to believe it because he just wanted to keep the fight. And now he's gone whole hog and he can't see a way out.
Well, there's the distinct kind of if you exist in the microcosm of like an incredibly insular and like falsely, in my opinion, individualized industry. What the classic example is everybody in the industry really gives a fuck about chortle, but nobody else knows what it is. Like it's like your perceptions of what the world is actually like completely warped if you exist in this industry, right? And it is chaotic and it is like not a meritocracy and it is subject to the same like power structures as everywhere else in society. That's when you start to give yourself like reasons why you have your place in it when you feel like you should be somewhere else. I think it's arrogance. Like,
that's what happened to Alistair Williams, right?
Well, I was going to say the whole thing with Alistair is batshit because he starts going, I'm not getting booked for stuff, but I'm getting passed over because I'm a white man or whatever the fuck. It's like you were on fucking Comedy Central, my guy. You're already in the top 1th percentile. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
And
I don't know what more you
batshit.
want there, champ. But he was going around being like, I'm the best comedian in the UK. While he's on, his management has better comics than him.
He told me, he told me that his Burger King bit was the best bit of British comedy for 15 years. I was like, I fucking pissed better bits than that at the fucking Seven Dials. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of bitterness that leads down this road. And then when they're all bitter together, they're like, all right, well, whose fault is this?
Oh, yeah. Franimal in the chat is correct. Andrew Lawrence, the exact same. Andrew Lawrence,
exact same. Yeah.
Despite having a meteoric rise,
Yeah.
adamant that he was completely looked over like I'm old enough to remember in like 2011 when there was that new stand-up show with like I think Pascal was on it and Ramesh as well, and he was one of the like 4 new fucking stand-ups platformed on this massive new comedy show and like had the world at his feet, man. It's just bonkers.
Yeah,
it's absolutely insane.
They put him on Cats, they put him on everything, and then but he's just a creepy sort of weird dude, and he's off-putting. And so he didn't take when surrounded by your Rob Deerings and your Rameshes and your Josh Whitcombs because they're super likable. And so
I think
goodbye,
as well,
Weasel.
Yeah, exactly. I also just think that when you have like a distorted sense of either victimhood or that you are like that there's a gulf between where you are and where you think you should be or what you think you should be getting. I mean, it's really hard to not look left and right in this industry at what your peers are doing. I get it all the time. But you can convince yourself that it's like you against the world, or that there is a countercultural element to the things that you just assume to be true without any looking it in the face, which is obviously not the case. Like for people like Leo to play the victim in the industry, because like it's absolutely bonkers to run for MP because you think that the hate crime laws are going to adversely impact your business. That is a fucking bonkers way of snitching on yourself.
Yeah, and also it's not like I mean, Leo is a fine comedian. He's serviceable. He does the job. He gets the laughs. But there's nothing special about what he does. I don't think he's headlining anywhere. I don't think anyone's like, "Oh, look out for Leo Curse. He's about to crush. You can't follow him." So it's not even like there's nothing. There's no. Where does he think he should be? And that's the thing is like when you look at it and you don't get what you want, and so you assume that something must have been corrupted.
Sure.
I'm being denied by outside forces that have it out for me. Because on any even playing field, I'm amazing. You were Pun Man. You used to dress up in red latex.
You were fucking Pun Man. I remember
with
when
a
you
big
were doing
fucking unibrow.
I remember when you were doing the fucking Leicester Square sketch off as Pun Man. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
like,
you're Pun Man.
Like what's subversive or countercultural about that? Like, you know, and I think it's insulting. It's genuinely insulting for comics that do have an uphill battle. You know. Like Leo is remarkably well off when it comes to, firstly, an entry point into comedy. Like,
he's tall, son of a bitch.
He's tall, that motherfucker. But
he's tall.
Yeah,
fucks.
It's just like have a bit of self-awareness, man, because it's not like it's a very open mic mentality to like. It's this like, you know, instead of growing as a fish, you want to make the pond smaller. Do you know what I mean?
Or just looking at, like, I remember before I went to any clubs in the UK, you know, when I moved over here and I was doing the open mics, everyone in the open mics would just talk about how everyone that does clubs is a hack. And I was like, I mean, I know these people. They're my friends. They seem rational in other areas. Maybe they are hacks. And then I went and I was like, well, some of them are hacks and some of them are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And this is this is just jealous nonsense, and you've made up a reason as to why you haven't been passed.
Sure, yeah. But it's also, you know, it's not like there are so many arbitrary reasons for not getting passed at clubs or not getting on at clubs. Like, oh, by the way, tell me if you're getting like feedback and stuff as well, because I've not got headphones in at the minute.
Oh no, we can hear you fine.
Cool. But like you guys aren't coming back through my mic or anything.
No.
But yeah, it's just like fucking. You know, I've had all my work pulled from clubs before because somebody else that I am affiliated with has had to drop out for a good reason with 4 months notice.
Oh, you know? Wow. Okay. Yeah.
It's completely like unpredictable and stupid.
Yeah, they're fiefdoms. I think we talked about this before. The clubs are fiefdoms. Every time you show up, you don't know what the Lord wants.
Exactly.
But they want something. Is it kiss the ring? Is it fight back? Is it just be quiet?
Yeah. And if you're complaining about, like, I don't know, if your whole thing is that everyone's a hack and everyone's sold out and to be able to do the clubs, then how are you any better by like picking up a hateful ideology to justify like why you don't have what you think you're owed?
Yeah, right. Build your own scene. Fucking take some responsibility.
Exactly. You know, like, I mean, it's just so upsetting because it's like it has like real world ramifications as well.
And nothing any comedian does should.
for sure. I mean, I remember this time last year, or a little bit later, maybe like 10 months ago, I had comedians with massive platforms. I'm using comedians in a very loose sense here. I had comedians like with massive platforms tweeting about and messaging me about how George Soros was funding Antifa.
Are you serious?
You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that shit, my guy.
Buddy, private chat. I want names right now.
Oh,
please.
yeah. I'll put it.
Put that in the private chat. I need to know who that is because that is bananas.
But this is
That
from the DMs. So I'll keep this between you and me.
Oh yeah. That's what the private chat's for, buddy. But this coded anti-Semitism that goes.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. This like coded anti-Semitism where they say George Soros or New World Order when they mean Jews.
It's absolutely it's a like an anti-Semitic dog whistle, like spouted by people who are either too stupid to realize that's what it is or comfortable with going along with it, and they're both absolutely awful. Baldy, you are correct. It was John Hastings.
It was John Hastings.
It was John Hastings.
You're absolutely right. He's being canceled as we speak. That wasn't the government. That was the Comedians Alliance calling him posing as the government.
But also, it's just so bonkers as well because these are like British acts telling me this shit, and it's like, what do you possibly think? Like, Alistair's the same now. He's sort of purely does his stuff to like an American audience that kind of want to be tricked into thinking there's like a global resistance or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, he's gone like, full bunker.
Yeah, like Brexit and Trump and the Matrix and all of that. They're like a complicated sort of countercultural matrix again when they're not. They're just sort of like, yeah. Has he gone Q yet? I feel like it's only a matter of time. Oh yeah, like years ago, like 2 years ago. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I remember before the lockdown messaging other comedians like that he was starting to put Q stuff on his Instagram stories and on Twitter. His like bio, his Twitter like banner cover photo now is a quote from the Bible, and his bio says "Soldier of God."
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude.
Are we going to see Alistair on the news?
Yeah, like no, but like genuinely, like in late 2019 we exchanged some Instagram messages based on something like he'd put up on his story or something. No, I'd put something up on my story, a joke about how I wasn't verified by Instagram yet. And he replied being like, it's because you're a white dude, man. They're going to be rounding us up and putting us in camps soon. And I was like, please fucking listen to yourself.
Wow, that's a big jump from Instagram verification to camps.
Yeah, I was like, but Instagram won't verify me because I'm a nobody. That's why. Because I've changed my name to like Sparky McGee and Johnny Longsocks 10 times this month. That's why they won't verify me.
Which is it, Ed? Which is it?
Yeah, my fucking like because I'm desperate to use any name but my real name on my social media. That's why I fucking give me the blue tick. Because Himbus 2000 doesn't exist. That's why. It's just absolutely wild. Yeah.
What a shame. What are you enjoying lately? We're gonna have to get back to this fucking nonsense when John gets back. But right now, what's good? What should I be checking out?
What's good? Oh, this tough. I've been listening to. I've been watching a lot of cooking shows. I love to cook, and so when I come out of like a low fucking mood episode or whatever, I'm just caning cooking shows and new recipes and shit. So I've been watching a couple with my girlfriend Liv. We've watched Snack Masters, which is great. Jade is on that. Jade's in that. She's really good in it. Snack Masters is they get like professional like Michelin star chefs have 5 days to recreate like a snack item or a fast food item.
Huh.
So they've got like the head chef of Bibendum in Mayfair or whatever has 5 days to recreate a Whopper.
Sick.
And it is and he's like trying to sous vide it and shit. He has no idea how to do it. It's really funny. and like Jade goes to the factory to see how Whoppers are made and shit. And it's Burger King must have paid them so much for the advertising because it is just Fred Serio going, the Whopper is an iconic burger. It's juicy taste. It's big, very big, the biggest burger you can find in a fast food restaurant. And it's like, fucking hell, man. How much is the king sliding you under the table, you know?
Yeah, you're a fucking duke somewhere now, bud. That's
Exactly. Yeah. So that rules. I'm watching a lot of anime, classic. I've been watching fucking fuck. I've been watching all the new kaiju movies from Legendary. I've watched like King Kong, the Kong Skull Island, Godzilla vs Kong, and Godzilla 1 and 2. Caning them. They're fucking raw.
Kong Skull Island is so funny because it's just like there's this huge ape, but also all the animals are big, and that's just it. It's just fucking big animal island.
The scene where fucking the guy tries to have a heroic death. He tries to get eaten by the skull crawler by like letting off a lot of grenades on his body and getting eaten. So he blows up from the inside, and it just whacks him against the cliff, and he explodes. It's just so good. And fucking, I was gonna say John C. McGinley, but he's the guy from Scrubs. John C. Reilly.
Oh, love John C. Reilly.
Playing a World War II pilot who's been stuck on King Kong Island for 30 years. It's so funny. Skull Island fucking rocks. That's my kind of movie. And have you seen Godzilla vs. Kong?
No, not yet. What's it on?
I'll send you a link.
Cool.
To HBO Max. It's basically WWE, but for Godzilla and Kong. Like,
awesome.
They don't just have a fight; they have like an anime, like they have like a It is genuinely like King Kong jumps off a skyscraper and does like the people's elbow on Godzilla. It's fucking sick. It's so good.
I love it when shit like that just goes, "We're dumb. That's fine. Let's go."
Yeah, and it's all about the Hollow Earth. It's like it says Hollow Earth theory is real. They go into the center of the earth and find an ancient civilization made up of King Kongs.
Awesome. Yes.
And like a big monkey throne that King Kong sits on. It's fucking sick.
So he's literally a king? That's
why he's literally a king. Yeah. So his name in the movie is Kong, but he's literally a king. It's really cool. Really cool. Dr. Cox should have been in Skull Island. That is correct, Baldy. That would have made it a lot better.
That's fucking excellent.
That shit wicked. I'm getting into like all the Japanese Godzilla movies as well.
Okay, so it's all monster stuff for you right now. That's your
I just love that dumb shit, man. It just makes me feel good. It's like it's the pinnacle of escapism. In fact, there's a really good movie called Shin Godzilla, which came out as a Japanese.
You nerds are talking about Godzilla?
Fuck yeah, we are.
Fuck yeah,
we're talking Shin Godzilla right now. It's the reboot that came out in Japan in 2016, and it's like half a comedy movie. The whole point of the film, there's no like action scenes. It's just the bureaucracy trying to figure out how to deal with Godzilla. But it's really hard to get past the red tape.
That's awesome.
Like Godzilla kills like millions more people than he should do because the president's like, "What do I do?"
That's so good.
It's really
That's
good.
a great idea.
Really, really good movie.
John, are you set? Is the government on your side?
I spoke to one person. She literally went, "What happened to your claim?" And I explained. She was like, "They shouldn't have done this. This is not your fault. I have to escalate this. I'm really sorry." And I was like, "So what happens now?" She's like, "You're on hold. You're going to have to speak to about 3 departments."
What happened?
And I was like, I'm a self-employed person. Canada, in America, they passed a law. All self-employed people, you go on a special unemployment program.
Mm-hmm.
I did a commercial. They paid me as if I was an employee for a day. The unemployment goes within. You shouldn't have been on unemployment at all. You owe us all this money back. And I was like, "No, I don't. Fuck you." And I've been trying to get through all week to like explain this. And like every time I've gotten to someone, they were like, "Yeah, this shouldn't be happening. This is a waste of your time." And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Yeah." So it's like any bureaucracy thing is if you have enough time to actually deal with the problem, it gets resolved.
I've had that twice in the last year. The first time was like 2 days before the lockdown happened. I got a fine from one of those like the littering like private police that the councils hire in the UK.
Okay.
They like dudes in like the black stab vests who walk around and give you a ticket for littering.
I refused in Scotland. One of those guys came up and said, for putting a butt on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And he went, "I'm going to give you a ticket." And I went, "No, you're not. And it was really stupid, by the way, because we were literally stood by a poster of my face, and I went, "I'm not showing you my ID. You're not a cop."
Yeah, I got manhandled by 3 people though, but the original guy that did it the original guy that did it didn't have a body cam or a ticket machine, and he just like got in front of me and like pushed me back.
Get the fuck out of my way!
And so I called him up.
right
I was
there.
like, this dude has
the
no
cops,
proof.
right?
The guy that actually gave me the ticket was his colleague that he called over 5 minutes later, and I was like, "You can't do this." And the person on the phone was like, "Holy shit, this is a real fuck up. We've got liability for this. I'm really sorry." And then I got a letter in the post saying your fine is overdue. You still have to pay it. We've had a look at it, and that's all fine. And the second time was the exact same thing happened. My benefit got cancelled, and they wouldn't tell me why.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
My personal favorite was I went through a yellow light on a bike in Toronto. I got pulled over by a cop, and he went, "You ran a yellow light," and I went, "Yeah, I was going too fast. If I had stopped, I would have crashed." And he's like, "You can't go through yellow lights on a bicycle," and I went, "I've never heard that law." And he's like, and I remember this. He's going, "Are you talking back to me?" And I went, "No, I didn't know that was a law." And he's like, "Where's your helmet?" And I'm like, "I'm not wearing it. Are you going to give me a ticket for not wearing a helmet?" And he went, "I am now." And I went, "Cool." And then he's like, "Where's your light?" And I'm like, "Don't have a light." And he was like, "Yep." And I was like, "You understand? I'm going to fight all these tickets because you can't have pulled me over." And he was like, "It'll be your word against mine." And I went, "No, it won't." And I pointed up to the camera that was on the traffic light. I'll never forget this. And he looked and he was just like, that was, yeah. And he filled out all the tickets. I went home. I fought them immediately. Oh my God. And then 6 weeks later, letter came, tickets had been forgiven. And then there was a big giant expose on the Toronto Police Department that were giving a bunch of unnecessary tickets.
Oh shit.
Because their benefits had been cut by Rob Ford in a crack stupor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Millions of dollars in fraudulent fines paid. Because so many people wouldn't fight it. By the way, and I want this to be known, I fight all speeding tickets. If I live in that city where it's happening, I'm fighting it.
Yeah, I got a friend like that. He's had almost all of them passed on because the cops don't want to show up to court because they're busy.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
C's Dead Peeps in the chat says they got a £250 fine for jaywalking in the UK, and a similar thing happened to me and Alfie.
What? But it's not a crime here, though, as far as I know.
Yeah, right. So me and Alfie were doing a gig together in Rotterdam, and we were there for like a couple days. It was fucking sweet and we were there, and fucking it was me, Alfie, and fucking what's his name? He's an Australian comic, Thomas Green, maybe.
Yeah.
Tom Green.
Yeah. It was 3 of us, and fucking me and Alfie were staying at the same hotel, and we were spending every day together. And we just been walking around. We were like a bit pissed. We'd been to a buffet, and we like when you have like cycling
you're a bit
lanes
pissed and you've been to a buffet.
Yeah, we're just seeing all the sights, seeing all the fucking sights. And when you get cycle lanes, you get the little islands that divide like the mini crossings, right?
Yeah.
Big street. Yeah. So we jaywalked across one of those, and I'm not kidding, about a 5 foot tall police officer jogged up to us and was like, hey, that is illegal. I'm going to have to give you a ticket.
No, you're not. I'm not from this country.
No, you're not. And it was really hard to not. He was like, I'm going to have to are you talking back to me? Are you talking back to me? I was like, you're literally speaking to me in my own language.
Also, by the way, this is a blanket statement for all Dutch people. Yes, I'm talking back to you. Mm-hmm. I don't know how. Every day, the Dutch and the Belgians must get on their knees and go, thank God for the Nazis, or the world would know what monsters we are.
Alfie was so funny. He was like, well, what a stupid law. And I was like, yeah, sorry, it's our first day in this country, and we don't have that law. And he was like, well, okay, just don't let me catch you doing it again.
Oh, fuck you.
And I was like, well, you won't, because like we're just gonna leave. We're gonna leave and go home.
Yeah. Officer, excuse me, officer. Do you know how cities work? Officer, great. That's not how this city works.
It was so dumb. It was so funny.
Excellent.
Shall we watch this?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't think we're gonna watch the whole thing. It's 5 minutes long.
Oh, yes, come on, Chris. We got to know more about the Scottish hate crimes law.
On a
So
clash
What did I say,
boundary
what?
pushing comedians, Billy Connolly, Frankie Boyle, Jerry
I
Sadler.
want to know how
by the way-
Frankie feels about being name dropped in this.
Yeah, 100%.
I guarantee all three of them don't like it. And I also want to point out those are the only three boundary pushing. Like he goes like
No.
Scotland's known for its boundary pushing comedians. These three comedians are known for saying swear words. The rest of them might also like. I don't want to be rude, but what boundaries are Frankie or Billy Connolly pushing? I understand Jerry Sadowitz for his time in the 80s.
Oh, Billy Connolly got like full picketed by church groups for his
Of course he
last
would've.
dinner thing. Like that was a real problem. Do you think Fern was upset about not being name dropped in this?
Yeah, I bet you Fern was very
think Fern's like,
mentioned.
What am I doing here? This is bullshit.
How much Scottish pornography do I have to put at the end of my shows?
Leo Cast doesn't recognize women. No, that's probably what it is.
Yeah. Oh, Ed, why did you say all of those things in the messenger? Can you explain that?
What thing?
Yeah, I told you deny it.
Oh no, about Thursday. Yeah, I'll be there.
No, I was pranking you.
I'll be there.
Oh, no, I
Oh,
know.
it's- they're all
I'll be there,
hilarious,
I'll be
and they've all said
Okay, I've actually watched this before. This next part is infuriating.
things that would get them prosecuted under this hate crime bill. Connolly was condemned by the church when he joked about Catholicism.
So I want to point out right there. This is why this
Holy
drove
fuck.
me fucking crazy. Which is going, if we have to stop this crime, this crime bill, or someone's going to come after these comedians. People have already come after these comedians. Basically, it's like because it's like, well, wait, then what are you fighting for? Like, then this is futile. Like, you know, am I crazy? Where that's just a bad way of framing the argument. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Well,
100%. Leo seems to think that if the bill doesn't pass, that means there will be like a right-wing Stasi to stop everyone slagging him off online. But that's not the case. It's just going to be how it already is, which is people coming after these comedians.
Are people coming after them?
The Catholics are. That doesn't matter. Well, actually, yeah, it does sometimes.
I would love if the Catholics came after me. I would win that fight for sure. Attention, all Catholics. I'm going to say it right now. The Catholic Church supported and hid pedophiles, and their overlord is an annoying man in a dress, which is weird because they hate gay people, and that's bad. Fuck the Catholic Church. There. Oh, any problems? This is being heard in Scotland. Baldy, is the Stasi at your house? I think we're fine. Chris, you seem quiet.
I disagree lightly. I wanted to let you finish your thought. I
Oh,
understand. I don't agree with him, but I understand that he's saying that the difference is,
Yeah.
Catholics picketed, the government in theory can send you to jail. So that is a big difference. Consider the Ohio trip canceled. Oh yeah, we sponsor a bowling team now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this stream sponsors.
I want to be clear.
Yes, Baldy.
Protestants are also bags of shit.
Yeah, bunch of cunts. But that is a real difference in his adult mind.
Great
Yes,
point.
yeah.
I'm glad you. It's a good clarification. There's already a possibility for protests from religious groups. The government could put you in jail. You're making a great point, Chris. My nipples are hard for you. Wait, what?
Ooh.
But the crucial difference is though that he is not talking about the same kind of thing with Connolly that would be presumably criminalized under hate crime bill.
But he thinks he is because he thinks he's a very big, important, boundary-pushing comedian.
Sure. Yeah, completely.
Yeah. So
Chris,
in
don't
his
worry.
adult thoughts, that's what it
Trips
is.
back on.
Yes, Toledo.
Ed, do you want to come to Toledo, Ohio with us?
Fuck yeah, of course I do.
I mean, and I'm being serious. When the world opens back up, Chris and I are going to Toledo, Ohio. We're going to stream. We're going to watch this bowling team that we sponsor play.
Mhm.
We're going to
You
go to
sponsor a bowling team now.
We're sponsoring a
In
bowling
Toledo,
team.
Ohio. Yeah.
How do I get in on this?
Yeah.
Decarb, is there a different bowling team? Is there something else that Ed can sponsor for your bowling team?
Is there
Maybe- or
another?
maybe-
is there
maybe
another
maybe your
team
guys'
so that we
stream
can
has
play
like
against
a-
them?
like an NXT style talent like build up strand where I can eventually graduate to.
I'm really liking that you used a wrestling reference. That's a great.
Yeah, I
move.
did that to appease you.
You did. You know the path to my heart, you little scamp.
I can get a share of this bowling team, like in like a Paddy's pubs type situation.
He's going to check on other teams because I think in my what I would like to see is for Ed, for you to sponsor a stream, for Gareth Watt to sponsor a team, and then all of our teams go head to head in the bowling league, and then we have a big feud within a Toledo amateur. Is it amateur or is it professional?
I believe. Can I sponsor a team called Ed Knight's Mom? How's it going on?
It's all I want, and I waited for so long.
Does your mom know about the things that are being said about her in inside jokes on the internet?
No.
Good.
Not
Why
yet.
would I tell my mom that?
Mom, everyone says you're hot. Come on Twitch.
I feel like you've told your dad.
Today, if he joked about certain religions, he'd be arrested. That's for
Whoa,
boiled
whoa,
joke
whoa,
about
whoa,
Harvey
whoa,
Price.
whoa, whoa,
Not
whoa!
true.
Why
Not
did
true.
my dog just start barking?
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy. I think all the dogs in my street just started barking. That's crazy.
Which religion do you think he was talking about, guys?
Yeah,
Let's
that's
take
crazy.
a poll.
Catholics,
Hinduism?
Yeah, maybe. Do you think he was talking about Shintoism there? I think it's
Yeah, probably should. He always talks about Shintoism, and he's like,
Yeah.
pick a god, Shintos.
Yeah, he's like, what? Not everything could be a kami, you idiots.
You know what? Not enough comedians say nice things about the religion of Islam. I like that they take their shoes off. I think that is a nice sign of respect that the fucking the other Abrahamics could fucking learn from.
Didn't
Yeah.
you used to have a bit that was for them?
I have a bunch of bits that are
pro-Muslim.
for
That
them.
was I remember it was the like they don't try to wake me up at 8 in the morning on a
100%.
fucking Sunday. How did that go?
Very good. As it turned out,
No, how did the joke go? I know
Oh,
how
how
it
did the
went.
joke
I'm not asking
actually
you to
go?
brag. Oh, tell me how your shows went, John.
very well.
Tell me.
The joke, the long, the short of it is, I don't respect religion. I don't respect anything that holds meetings at 10:30 in the morning on a Sunday. Oh, I can feel I'll go really going after Christianity. Ooh, why don't you do that joke about the Muslims? You can't do that joke about the Muslims. They hold their meetings 5:30 Friday afternoon, a totally reasonable time.
That's a
That's
good
all it
bit.
is.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, by the way, is it but this is not to conflate this, but this is the problem that everyone who runs after censorship in comedy inevitably runs into, is that some of the examples they have to use of censorship aren't funny jokes.
Yeah, almost
said it-
all of them.
I've said it before and I say it again. Louis C.K. for about 18 months was comedy's 9/11 Hitler. Like he was when they were going after him for doing a work in progress bit, and they illegally recorded it, put that transcript on the internet without the laughs. Like, listen, what Louis C.K. did was reprehensible. I'll never respect him as an artist again. But he did a bit at the beginning of Chewed Up that at that time period they would have used to roast him on a fucking spit, but they couldn't because the joke's too funny.
Yeah.
If your joke is it's really hard to do a joke as a white straight man about, say, and I'm not saying that that's the religion Leo is talking about, but let's say for purpose of example, jokes about Islam. It's a very hard thing to joke about. To make it a funny joke that works for everyone, which is our job as comedians, it probably has to be one specific joke that works. Then you can do that joke. Anything else, if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. Then it's nothing to do with censorship. It wasn't funny, you fucks. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Ed, and then we'll go to Chris.
I've just had a thought. Do you guys mind if I
Second
say this
one.
thought? This riff about comedy technique, I think, plays into a lot of it. It's like how you actually this is a reason why your bit, right, where you talk about Islam, works, John. Right?
Thank you.
Because it's hard to say something like a joke about Islam as a blanket thing because it is so massive and multifaceted, and it's not a monolith, right? So by nature, a joke about Islam has to turn it into a caricature, more often than not, a very racist caricature, in order to be able to pick a facet to make a joke about. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Your joke is about a very specific thing. Meetings at 5:30 on a Friday. It's funny, right? But it's not it's weird. It's not about that. I wouldn't say that's a joke about Islam.
And by the way,
What
I've tried to narrow it. My Sunni material that I did at the 2017 Edinburgh Fringe, that went down like a real Led Zeppelin.
I always Dave Chappelle said something great. He's like, I don't like to joke about who people are. I like to tell jokes about what they do.
Yes, yeah.
Hey,
And
Mr.
that's
Betts.
a big difference.
That's a really good. That's a really good.
That's right. So my wife just brought up a joke that I used to do, where I would be talking about I was talking about how all white people are racist, and I brought up Islam, and I was like, I know talking about Islam makes people tense, so I'm going to use a different word just to sort of take away the tension of that word. I always liked Mohammedan. You know, it's a fun word, Mohammedan.
I don't.
Do 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 do.
Mohammedan.
Do 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 do. Mohammedan. Do do. And then I get the whole crowd to go do 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 do. And then we'd go on with the joke, and it was all very fun. They knew I was coming from a playful place, and we all had a good ass time.
Chris, was this during your time period when you were trying to be smarter than just funny?
No, this is it's like 3 years ago.
All right.
Yeah, it was a good joke.
Manfred, Sunni, or Shite will never be beat.
Classic man.
This character comedian Stuart Lee makes a very good point about the difficulty of joking. Yeah, he's exactly sort of making Ed's point, I'm going to assume. Also, I really like how you guys are just acting like it's the 90s. Ed, you're smoking in your parents' home?
It's my room, innit?
Is the window open at least?
Yeah, windows
Oh,
cracked
okay.
open a bit.
Get that thing open all the way. Your young pink lungs.
My lungs are all right, actually.
Eddie!
I had to go to the emergency room on Saturday night, and they said my lungs are Gucci.
Oh no, you okay?
Yeah, I accidentally inhaled a load of poison gas while I was cleaning the toilet in my house.
Jesus Christ.
We got a new brand of sink cleaner just from like the all-purpose shop near my house, and instead of like a name brand one. And I looked on the ingredients after I like poured it in the sink. And, like, I poured it in the sink, and a big cloud of like white stinky gas came up, and it went like.
Oh.
And and on the bottle it said, "Do not get in contact with water," and the ingredients were 95% sulfuric acid.
Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
just 1 second.
Oh.
Thank you so much for the raid, Chris Rubio. Thank you so much. Muchly
Thank you.
appreciated.
Oh,
Thanks
they
for
raided
raid.
me, but thank you very much.
Oh, did they raid
appreciate it.
you?
Yeah, they raided
I-
this guy.
Oh,
Not at
thanks
all.
for raiding.
Oh, I've got one of those. I got one of those.
Said poison. Oh shit!
Let's-
Wait, give me a shout
Oh.
out. Give me a shout out.
Oh,
Fuck's
the
sake.
raid has come. Thank you so much for raiding. Much obliged, Chris Rubio. How are you? Check out Ed Knight, Ed Knight 3000.
I think I misspelled Ed Knight's. I never remember if it's a night as in night of the round table or night as in nighttime.
Nighttime. Yeah, the opposite of day.
Oh, Chris Rubio, thank you so much for subscribing. That's so kind. Very much
I
obliged.
always wonder why you picked Night as your stage name.
Oh, really?
I know exactly. No, I know
Okay.
exactly.
I said it to my agent at the time as a joke. Oh, thank you, Stream Elements. I said it as at the time as a joke to my agent, and she was like, "That's great, we're going with that." Like in the list that I sent her as well was like Ed Spider-Man, Ed Channel 4, Ed Gamble.
Who was your agent at that time? It wasn't
Sophie Chapman. Mhm.
Chris Rubio, thank you so much. Chris Rubio's living in California right now, so he knows your pain, John.
Ooh, Cali swag, baby.
Yeah, there's a lot of shitty comedians defending a lot of garbage jokes.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
It was horrible, but it was hilarious. And today, they'd probably have to bring back hanging for it. And promoters and venues and directors can all be prosecuted too, adding on layers of stultifying self-censorship and sucking all the fun out of our state-sanctioned comedy. And it's not just comedians who can...
Why does his voice keep breaking? Is anyone else
Yeah,
noticing
right?
that?
He's doing like a comedy. He's doing a comedy Glasgow accent. He's doing like a parody.
Ed Day, fighter of the Ed Night.
He's a master of comedy and friendship for everyone.
Ed Night.
If we owned a bowling team like Paddy's Pub, who would be who in this?
You're clearly Dennis.
Me.
Psycho.
Yeah.
Psycho.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I think it's pretty clear that John is Dennis.
John
There
is
you- I
100%
am
Dennis.
100% Frank.
John is absolutely Dennis.
You're 100%
It's my gun.
Yeah,
Pipe
you're
gun.
Oh, Alex says that Chris is Dennis. So maybe we just have
Absolutely
three
outrageous.
Dennises.
Yeah,
The
but
worst
Just a
combo.
bunch of Dennis.
yeah, I think we might all be Dennis.
Shit.
You just
I'm Mac because I'm fucking jacked, you guys.
The problem is you just don't want to be Dennis later seasons. You can be Dennis early
Because
seasons.
Dennis is a bastard. Yeah, Dennis early. I rewatched some of the early seasons recently, and he's so different.
Well, but
Yeah.
if you watch, it's one of those things where if you actually have been watching it throughout,
Baldy.
yeah,
go on.
As the cabin boy, it like Dennis gets progressively worse. That's why it's an interesting. In the same way, Max also pretty different. Max a lot weirder.
Yeah.
Yes.
He finally because it's like 8 years until they hit on the thing that Max secretly gay. Like that takes so much longer than you realize.
Ed is cricket. Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, Ed is cricket. That bike with the exercise bike with the dick just coming out of the seat is one of the
Dildo
funniest reveals.
The ass pounder is so like the outtakes for that episode are so funny.
I mean,
I love all the episodes where it's like the 5 of them as a group versus one sort of hapless member of the public, and they're also really good at being really generous to like the guest cast member who is playing that person. They give them lots of funny lines, which I really like.
Yeah, I love the one where they're arguing over who has to wash the dishes.
Oh yeah,
Where's Chris going?
Show up with all the dishes in the mediator's room, and
one of the funniest is I bet he tried to suck on this. It's one of the funniest, one of my favorite line deliveries.
For me, when the McPoyles take over the bar, hold them hostage, I think that's such a that and Dayman Nightman episode. Those are the two this is one of the greatest comedies of all time.
Yes,
probably greatest. Like, where are you? Where are you right now? I'm just in a very uncomfortable space with a lot of broken bottles. Oh, that's where Charlie goes to break bottles.
That and the one with the broken stool. Remember, D has the idea for the prank with the nail on it. Yeah, just amazing. Absolutely,
so well done.
Yeah,
the chicken steak Air Miles scam.
Yes,
so funny. So what was there was a I'm trying to think of what a message that was something that really I'll think of it and then I'll come back to it. I'll circle back to it.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Chris Rubio. That's so funny. Ada got an ad for condoms on my channel. I'm outraged.
I mean, I feel like we should shut this down. All right. And if it's not just wait, what?
Can be prosecuted. You can too. For the first time in history, private conversations in your own home could be illegal. It raises the prospect of the police interrogating your children and your children being forced to testify.
It's nice that he's being subtle. You know, I really appreciate the subtlety of his arguments.
Yeah. There's no way that's true. Ed?
No way.
Like, there's
no.
Have
you read this law? Neither of us have read the law or like looked into it at all.
No, I haven't. Shall I get it up on my phone? Let me see.
Yeah, man. No, if you're hearing weird noises, it's because it's hold music. Because I'm on hold again for another. Well, I don't think I'll ever not be on hold.
It says, "Money now, me a money needing a lot now."
Someone just farted on my channel. Very funny. Farts are fun.
Here's the question: do I take all of these edibles and then wait for them to get back? No.
That's a good point, Diamond. If Tommy Shepard MP, ex owner of the Stand, is all right with it, it's probably not a problem for comedy.
No, Alex. I mean, if I could just get this. No, I'm not taking any right now. No, I have all this admin to do. But
it seems like the in the words of I'm on the gov.scot page. In the words of this like article about the passing of it itself, it pretty much just seems like it's a broadening of protected characteristics under an extant piece of legislation from the 80s. So it's basically taking a 1980s hate crime bill and saying this, but now it includes like transgender people and like bisexual people, age and disability as well.
Okay.
Are you upset that you're included in that bill with pan people, Ed? I know how you feel about them. The Great Feud. Yeah, they call it the other BP oil spill. I could never imagine like bisexuals being like, we don't want them. You know what I mean? Like, I know that there's a really hack joke, but it's just one of like, it's why I'm always surprised, especially when there's like you meet it because I've never met a right wing lesbian, but you occasionally meet like a Trump supporting gay man. Oh, what the fuck is his name? There's a right wing pundit who's gay, and he just says,
Milo?
it's not Milo. No, Milo's a cartoon. Also, ask some of your colleagues in British comedy, because guess who they used to do open mics with?
No.
No, Milo Yiannopoulos.
Who do you know that did that?
I feel like James Loveridge. I feel like Nish, maybe like someone more than one
Crazy.
person was like, he used to do open mics in London, and I'm just like, because Steven Crowder, also failed comedian. Deanne Smith used to do stand-up comedy with him, and he sort of like stopped doing it when I started. But
No.
they're all failed comedians.
Yeah, they're
That's
all
fucking
failed comedians.
mad.
They're all failed comedians.
Here, I'm just gonna go get another drink real quick. I'll be back.
What are
in
you
2
drinking,
seconds.
Tea?
Tea. I'm gonna get a tea.
Ooh.
I got a coffee over there that I think it's old. Here's the thing with old coffee though. Sometimes around now, you get to heat it up again. Oh, it's good.
I sometimes like it when it's just cold as well.
I do also like it
Yeah,
sometimes. when
I
it's
like it cold. It's good cold.
It's good, really
Yeah, but
good
the
cold.
thing is, I got cold brew in the fridge. If I'm gonna have cold coffee, what am I gonna? I'm not going. Go
I
for cold.
hit the thing. I always really want cold brew, but then when I want it, I don't. I'm like, I'm gonna have to wait 24 hours for it, and I'm not gonna want it in 24 hours. And then
That's
I
why-
obviously do, but I haven't made it a day ago.
That's why
And
I
it
just.
keeps happening.
That's why you keep it in stock. Also, if you're a real son of a bitch, which I am, you got
Whoa.
you do calf cold brew, and also decaf cold brew. So
Oh, good shout.
late at night, and you just want a nice, because sometimes I want to drink and I want to be as bitter as a comedian running for office in Scotland.
These Ada's saying that Pierre went to school with Milo for a year. Like knew him. Apparently they mentioned it on Bud Pop.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, see,
Shit, that's crazy.
We're gonna have to bring that up on Thursday.
Is-
I want to know
is
what
he
that
confirmed
fucking
for the
weird
quiz?
kid was like.
Are you doing a quiz on Thursday? Is it? I'll find. Let
Yeah.
me get a drink, and then I'll ask you about it.
yeah,
Cool, cool.
you're doing the quiz on Thursday yet.
Oh, what did Chris Rubio mention? Black gay conservative commentator Rob Smith. I don't know that person,
Oh, Chris Rubio, I don't know that person.
but yeah, that's another where you go. What are you getting out of this? They hate you. You know that, right? They're using you, and your operation. What was it? What was it in South Park? It was like Operation Get Behind the Darkies.
Oh my God, yes, Operation Get Behind the Darkies, of course.
Yeah. It's 100% that. They're just holding you out, like, look at this guy. Aim your shots here. Oh, Alex has got it. He attended the University of Manchester, but dropped out before graduating. He then read English at Wolfson College, Cambridge, but was sent down. Oh, expelled in 2010. What was he expelled for, Alex? Does it say?
You also know he's declared that he's post-gay.
Sure.
God saved him. Yeah, it's just it's absolute like. What's great? Was progressive people, left-wing people, liberal people, normal people, when Trump got elected, were we this fucking crazy?
We were very upset, but we weren't storm the Capitol upset. We took a lot of the rage for that was like, we're going to go to the airport and stop flights of refugees leaving.
Yeah, I liked that. That was really
Not-
good. Oh, the Muslim
not
ban? That was
we're-
great.
Not we're going to send death threats to the politicians of the party
Heard.
that we're against.
I found a quote on it. Bring it on, Alex.
When I got invited to speak at the Cambridge Union last year, it was a real honor, and I won't lie, it was a pretty cool fuck you to Wolfson, who threw me out after repeated warnings for the ridiculously trivial reason that I didn't show up to supervisions, didn't submit any essays, and spent most of my time shagging and drinking instead of reading medieval literature. So they kicked you out because you didn't go to school, and that's ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, that's that. What right there is that's someone who should have gotten out of that behavior in their 20s. In your early 20s, I totally get that thing. But when you're a fucking asshole,
But also, you should be able to look back and be like, to be fair, it was a school, and I wasn't doing school, and so they didn't want me at school anymore.
Absolutely. What's your opinion on successful right-wing comedians? Adam Carolla, Dennis Miller, Rogan, to a certain extent. I've heard a lot of comedians who don't speak politics are actually pretty right center. I listen to Dave Smith, who's a comedian, libertarians. I gotta say, I've also listened to Dave Smith's comedy podcast or political podcast. I agree with a fair amount of it. Like Dave, it's an interesting thing. So, Wolfson is a mature student college as well. So the
At least
this is
21, but still early 20s, whatever.
early 20s. My problem with listen, Dennis Miller's Off-White album, I've said it a million times, is one of the best hours of stand-up comedy you will ever hear. It shouldn't be funny. I think Joe Rogan just, his podcasts are too long and he does too many of them and he just has the thing to fill. Adam Carolla's out of his mind. What the fuck happened to that guy?
Yeah, Adam Carolla's lost it. He's 2 degrees short of an Anthony Cumia. That's like his future. I mean, Rogan goes, I don't know what Rogan's fucking deal is. I mean, he creeps me out and I don't like him. I like him when he talks to comedians. If he's talking to comedians that I like, I'll absolutely watch it because he's been doing stand-up for fucking 30 years.
Yeah, he's
and so they got
very
great stories.
He's incredibly informed. And also, by the way, the problem with that podcast is it does people his most recent stand-up special, not great.
No.
Triggered. He's got a blue shirt in it. It's a phenomenal hour. That
Disagree.
Also, Rocky Mountain High, one of the best jokes about winter ever.
Yeah, he's got good jokes, but I remember watching like one of his old specials years ago when I was like maybe a year into stand-up, and I remember watching it and being like, that's a very interesting premise that you completely undercut with a bullshit punchline because you came up and was he a Boston guy?
Yeah, Boston guy.
He came up in Boston, and so you had to dick joke your way out of everything, and that's a shame. Joe Rogan.
We're talking about your
mommy. Someone was asking about right-wing comedians in the chat. Chris Rubio was asking about right-wing comedians in the States.
I think by Chris Rubio, I'll even take it further than this, my man. I'm gonna say I think that all people are pretty centrist.
I think most comedians are largely apolitical. They just need an opinion.
Yes, I think that
also drives me crazy because I try and stay sort of informed. Politics are my football. Like I just find them very interesting.
Sure.
And it's very interesting now because it's a lot harder to follow because it's really back to being uninteresting. Literally most of the real news coming out of Washington, is the Matt Gaetz story. And let's all just take a moment and talk about how awesome that story. It doesn't stop being the fucking funniest thing ever.
Dude, just not talk about it.
He's Venmoing for bone. He's Venmoing people taking MDMA and calling Trump. Hello. But it's literally that. And then being like, who are they inviting to the State of the Union? Now, Nancy Pelosi is mostly actually just invited members of her individual caucus. AOC may not be attending. Like, it's so just sort of like, oh, it's wonderful.
Oh, fuck. I was about to say something good, but I forgot it. Sorry, guys.
First time
I'm gonna go get a drink as well. So you guys vamp away. I
remember what it is. I was just going to say.
Well, tell me and Chris go get a drink, and then we can kill Chris. Yeah.
I was going to say, I think that I agree that Baldy, stop going on about Speroni. I agree that a lot of comedians are apolitical, and some comedians will try and paint comedy as like an industry as apolitical when it isn't. I think that's really interesting.
Wait a minute. Unpack that a little bit. I think that this is an interesting topic. This is a topic because this is a thing of, Ed and I are friends for a lot of reasons, but I particularly enjoy Ed and mine's friendship because I forget that Ed is 10 years old or whatever he is. Ed does not forget I'm much older than him.
I'm so old now, man. It's crazy.
What are you, 24?
25.
Oh my God.
Nearly dead now.
It's almost all over. Ed and I, by the way, first young comedian ever. It filled me with absolute glee. We were having a beer and he went, having a beer with one of the old guard of the Fringe. And I was like, what? Your dad is one of the old guard of the Fringe. It was pretty good. And I took it because let's be honest, I had definitely 2 evenings before made a lot of jokes about having sex with Ed's mom.
Yeah, you talk about fucking my mom all the time.
Yeah, no, I have to. I completely agree with you, D-Carp. D-Carp, you speak truth. So Ed, what are you saying? So
Richard.
you're saying that
Good to
you're
see you.
saying,
Yeah. So
Richard.
like a lot of people will like fucking a lot of people like Simon Evans wrote this big fucking dog shit article in the Spectator recently about how comedy is inherently apolitical and like it's just a Wild West industry, like kind of that exists in a vacuum and is untouched by like the like wider society and shit like that. And the only political force in comedy is like the lefty BBC that's putting the cosh on everyone. It's just stupid. Like it sort of helps to I think it helps to disengage yourself if you try and tell yourself that your industry is inherently apolitical, because you don't have to you don't have to look at the stuff that is bad about it and that is wrong.
But I think I don't think comedy is apolitical. I would say politics have nothing. Have nothing to do. Like, comedy is a reflection of what's going on in whatever society that comedy is taking place in.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, but they kind of use it as a shorthand for like it doesn't have anything to do with any of that stuff, and it is just like if you're funny, and that's all that matters, which is obviously not the case.
Well, this is the thing that at a certain point, yes, funny is funny. That's all that matters. But people, I think, and this is a very much I feel is isolated to British comedy. Chris Rubio, who's a comedian in LA as well, probably can actually illuminate this a bit more. But comedy is not apolitical, but also it's a fucking business. And I think a lot of people bang on about political correctness in comedy. What they're actually saying is, why didn't I get that? And it's just going, show
that's
business,
what I mean.
Show business is unfair. It's not fair. I got news.
Yeah, completely. And it's not, and it's subject to like the same modes as the rest of society. Like it is like people will like not let you unionize and will treat you like shit and underpay you and give you terrible working and unsafe working conditions wherever they can if it's going to help them make money. And it's somehow gotten spun into like a really individualized, oh, you're just not tough enough, you don't want it enough kind of mad grift narrative, which is
well, it's interesting because that you don't want it enough. All of that sort of stuff has existed in North American comedy forever. Also, by the way, chat, if we're boring the fuck out of you all, please let us know and we will switch
please
topics.
do let us know.
Yeah, chime in. We'll talk.
We'll do more. It's Always Sunny bits or whatever.
Yeah.
But I remembered the episode that I was thinking of, by the way, Frank's Little Beauties. I think of
so good.
I don't think I've seen Frank's Little Beauties.
It's
what
Frank. Oh my god, are you kidding me? It's so good. It's so good. I think this boy has a genuine love for pageantry. It's so fucking get it watched, man. It's so good. It's so funny. But I often find it's really interesting. It's often comedians who are already enjoying a modicum of success or a lot of success, like relative to the rest of the comedians in that country. It'll be people like Simon Evans, like your Joe Rogan level people who are desperate to like it's if you are successful in a job, like you want to believe that it is just entirely yourself that's got you there. Obviously, that's why a lot of people are uncomfortable with people fucking talking about privilege and shit like this over the past few years. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why like rich people don't want to be called rich right now, because rich is the connotation that you've stolen something. They want to be called the elite or something like that. Like,
well, no, I don't think they want to be called. I don't think they want to be called that either. I think they just want to be. I think they just want people to forget that they're around.
Sure, yeah, and it's really like people don't like to feel like victimized or whatever, I guess, but it's just not. It's not that. It's just not that at all. It's just. I'm
kind of annoyed about this in particular because I always got along with Leo. I've always had a nice time with him when I've like gone out for beers. He's like a nice hang, and it's like you are fine one-on-one, and then you're this on television.
I've never hung out with him like that before. Like,
I mean, yeah, we used to we did like open mics together. We sort of came up together.
I did. I remember doing open mics with Leo. I remember it was like my 6th or 7th ever gig. Leo was the headliner at the open mic. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
slightly more experienced actor. Who'd yeah, Alex, I really want to hear this California government.
Yeah.
But fucking yeah, like it's like it's not like And this is I think the problem, that like we have a very individualized industry. Everyone sees everything in a very granular and detached way. Like, so when you start to have these discussions about like extant power structures and privileges and how everything like intersects with everything else, and you bring it into an industry like comedy that is, like I say, so individualized, people will take it as like an individual thing rather than as indicative of things that are much, much bigger than all of us. I mean, this is a conversation you hear, to give like racism as an example, like the like fucking systemic racism or whatever, or microaggressions or whatever the fuck, on people accusing you of having a bad character. But, you know, being privy to something that has affected absolutely everybody in the world for the last 400 years at the bare minimum.
I gotta say that because I've had friends over the years who are racist, and I still have friends who are racist because I've known them my whole life and I like them, and I think of racism as a stupidity more than anything.
Sure.
And so I've got a bunch of friends that are dumb in a lot of ways. This is their dumb. And structural racism has been the easiest way to explain away, because the immediate like gut reaction is this defensiveness of like, I'm not a bad person.
Mhm.
And when
That's
you go,
that's
no.
entirely what it is. Yeah.
And it's like structural racism is cultural forces that have been fed into you for years and years and years, and long before you were born, and they've just become norms. And in all these little ways, we've learned how to fuck with people, and we didn't even know it was a thing. It was like when I was a kid, we used to say that you gypped someone, and it wasn't until I was like 20 that I realized that was code for gypsy.
Yes.
And you go, okay, I'll stop saying that. And it's little things like that. And when I start explaining it that way, then they go, oh, okay. And then they're willing to listen. But you've got to get rid of that feeling that you're attacking them and calling them a bad person first.
Completely. Like there is an astounding, horrifying amount of anti-GRT racism, anti-Zionism in this country in the minute. It's horrible, really, really.
What's GIT?
GRT is Gypsy, Roma, and Traveler.
Oh, okay.
So like but it's really, you're completely right. There's just things that we have grown up with that are like just completely, you know, none of us can go back and change how we were raised or the environment in which we were raised or in which we still have to live. It's nobody's fault. Like, you know, like fucking, it's the same thing with all the like the comedians that went to private school and then Oxbridge or whatever. When people slag them off, or when people talk about how that gives you an advantage, or you know,
and
like,
it does, but not in the way that people think that it does. And I've seen it in action, where like I remember being at Soho Theater, right?
Yeah.
And I'm there, I'm hanging out with Pierre Novelli, and a couple of TV people come over and start talking to us. They are also Oxbridge people.
Yeah.
And all I noticed was that they didn't know Pierre, he didn't know them, I didn't know them. But them and Pierre had immediate things to talk about. They were from the same culture. They had the same references. They spoke in the same sort of patterns. And so in that way, you just feel more comfortable with someone. You're more likely to befriend them. They're more likely to think of you for a job.
Completely. And it's also just like the problem is like, this is going to sound like a massive wanker thing to say, but the problem is just how like language is restrictive. People use Oxbridge as shorthand for financially privileged, or like in like an establishment sense, because I've also known Oxbridge comedians who are very, very good at comedy, but the reason they have been able to succeed is because their parents bought them a flat in London, or because they're in their mid-20s and they have a property portfolio already in their mid-20s, thanks to intergenerational wealth that lets them fucking sit easy. They don't have to try as hard as people that. I was using this example when I was first explaining to my girlfriend about like comedy stuff, right? That I am, as a guy who was born and raised in London and can live with my parents, like if I need to go for a meeting at the BBC for a comedy thing, then it takes me £5 on my Oyster card. But if a comedian from Knaresborough in North Yorkshire needs to go for a meeting at the BBC, it's going to cost them £200
and 2 days.
And 2 days exactly where they can't work. And it's that's the like, it's just small things like that. And because it's like Oxbridge has become a shorthand for intergenerational wealth that necessarily like will help you if you're trying to do anything. If you have that comfort, if you have that fucking financial barrier, it's not like none of these people fucking. I don't think that any of the people that like come from rich families chose to go to Eton when they were fucking 6 years old or whatever.
Yeah, no.
That's not a reflection on them.
Yeah, and of course their parents put them in a great school that will look good on a resume. Why? What parent wouldn't do that if they could?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And like another thing is also like just in money terms. Like I remember when I moved over, I couldn't afford to drink. I didn't have pub money because I was working a day shift at a bar, so I could do work at night.
Yeah.
And so the tips were bullshit. And I was working like 6-hour shifts 4 days a week. So I could barely afford my rent and to like travel. I couldn't afford to take the tube. I had to take the bus everywhere because that was the only travel I could afford. And so when comics would go out with promoters after the show, they'd be like, "Oh, we're gonna go to the pub. Do you want to come?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, but I can't really."
Yeah, I remember having to do that. I remember having to like go like if I wanted to schmooze with people, I had to like get waters and cokes and shit.
Oh, what
And
the
it's
heck?
different. And it's different because then it's like, "Oh, let me buy you a round," and it's like, "Well, now I can't get in on rounds." I don't want to say, "Oh, I can't afford to come out," because that feels like that sets up a weird power dynamic.
Completely, yeah.
And all these things are like it stands in the way. And so as a result,
it's weird.
I don't know as many people as I would have.
It's weird explaining to like, and people are like, sometimes people are like, oh, like I'll like, I'll get you around. It's the power dynamic is a really real thing.
Yeah,
like I'll get you rounds in or whatever. It's like I don't want you to flash the cash around just for me to stick around. Like that's not what I want,
Yeah, and I don't want to be a burden. I don't want
Completely,
I don't want you to have to pay for me to come, things like
Yeah.
that. So yeah, these are all barriers.
Yeah.
It's also the weird thing of it's also sometimes I just don't want to drink. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
but what we're talking about is like the
Financial
advantages
side.
that people with money have.
Yeah.
That people that don't can't. And so like as a result, like I missed out on a lot of nights where I could have hung out with people. And I didn't because I couldn't afford to.
Well, yeah. this is the
Whereas
other
other
thing.
people will, and you build relationships that way. So
It's also that thing of like for a while I was always like kind of like, oh, I should have stayed in London more, made more connections, but it was like I had to pay my rent. Like I was one of those things where it's like
I can't afford to just do a Soho theater run and the Fringe. I have to work clubs. I have to go up and do.
I also don't know how many of
One
those people-
nighters.
I know there's a few people that have done very well and are of that advantage, but I don't think that there's as many as perception denotes.
I think there's more than you think because you can't live off London gigs alone, and there's a lot that you never see leaving town unless it's for tour shows.
100%. Yeah, completely agree.
They're doing other. There's also a lot of people that are doing other things. That you know what I mean? Like you're surprised, like oh, of course you're writing for this and you're writing for that, and you know what I mean? Like they're
Sure, but like I've like I've written for stuff before. Like I've been in writers' rooms and shit before, and I'm like balancing the books. It was like, like I've done days in writers' rooms for flagship BBC shows where I got paid less than I would for a 20 at the Glee in Birmingham for 120.
Yeah.
I like for a London-based writer, I'm trying to balance the books, and there's still a secret ingredient here that I'm not.
that's
seeing.
true. All right, put in the private. Put in the private. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, no, I just I just saw the Chris Rubio highlighted a message, and I don't know who these people are. It says, "What's your take on Crystal and Sager, The Rising?" Do you know what that is? Crystal,
No idea.
Krystal and SAAGER.
No idea.
No idea. Sorry, Chris. We haven't heard of them. Sorry, John. What were you going to say about the private chat?
Chris.
I was going to say
Nice to meet you, Chris.
Put in the private chat who are the richy bitchies, not bitchies, but you know what
Not
I mean.
necessarily bitches. Yeah, just
Not
just
the
doing-
richos. The
I
one,
think we all know who they are. Like,
Yeah,
I
I don't
don't
think
think I
there are
do.
any names that would surprise us.
like that's the one I always know that I've known.
really?
Yeah.
Up until this second, I've always thought he was one of the few that was. Oh my god, are you fucking
Yeah,
kidding
me too. I had no
No.
idea about that. The one.
Oh my
This is.
days.
This
I was
is the
literally
one,
thinking of them earlier when I was like, oh, at least this person's big and oh fuck me, man.
Mate,
That's crazy.
They got a
I mean-
flat in London. Like they have they've had a flat in London for as long as I've known them, and I met them in 2012.
Oh, I had no
Fucking
idea.
hell.
Wow.
From the old days with this guy.
I mean, this one I didn't know. I didn't know that.
Well, that
I didn't know
one's-
that
that
one.
one-
I
that one.
didn't.
But that
I didn't
one's-
know that one for like a long time though, and so it surprised me when I found it because that's not the vibe that I got off.
But that one's not as much as you'd think. They're not like there was a lot of I've asked that person a lot about it, and there was a lot of divorces and a lot of spunking of money. So a lot of the cash didn't make its way all the way down.
Mm.
Edward, do you have anyone?
Well, I think you probably know like the ones that.
I don't think I do. That the one I put is the only one I know for sure.
Well,
Everyone else.
the one that I talked about earlier with the property portfolio. Is
who's that one? Oh, I know.
You know who that is, right?
Oh, I didn't. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He
I had
does, or
no
his
idea.
family does.
Well, he like when I was like gone on the road with him, and I love him to bits. I think he's like,
he's great.
I think he's great. He's so funny and he's really lovely. But
Really
when I was on the
nice.
road with him, like went to his flat in London, which is in like a really rich part of like
Yeah, I've been to that flat.
West London. Yeah. And I think his parents own that. And at the time, this was like in 2018. At the time, he was talking about how him and his girlfriend were like picking like houses in a different city in the UK to buy and like rent out.
Okay.
So that's what I mean by property portfolio. I mean, I won't get in sniffing distance of owning a house for as long as I live, let alone 2.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one. Do we know any ladies comedians? 'Cause I don't know any lady comedians that come from this level of privilege. That's the list we are looking at is all male.
I don't think so. I remember sleeping with a woman in Montreal, and we went back to her house, and it was like she was a regular at Grumpy's, and her house was nice, and I was like, oh my god, this is beautiful, and she's like, yeah, I own it. Please don't tell anyone.
Oh,
Because
interesting.
she just didn't want to get shit for it. She was like a poet.
Who
And
was
she
it?
was
I
just
wish
like,
I was a
I don't
fucking
think
poet, bruv.
I don't think you know her. I wish I was a painter. I'd fucking love to be a painter. It's the painting's done. You don't have to go anywhere. You just pile them up and put them in a gallery.
If you find it online, check out as Sky Arts did a series called Portrait Artist of the Year, and there's one called Landscape Artist of the Year, and it's just the most fucking peaceful television that you'll ever see.
I'd love that. Fuck, I'd love that. I was reading this book of conversations with Henri Matisse.
Oh yeah,
and the life that he was living. I was like, that would suit me down to the ground.
fucking. I would
Fuck,
give.
I would love that.
I would give every bit of streaming gear. I would give every bit I have to be 90-year-old Matisse living in some tiny town in France making fucking stained glass windows.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
That's the life. For me.
We have an update from Chris Rubio. Okay, they are
Rubio.
Crystal, Democrat, and Sager, Republican, who give commentary on politics daily. Really balanced. I think you guys might find them really cool. They pretty much exposed MSNBC and Fox's talking points behind closed doors. Oh, cool. Sounds interesting. Yeah, I'll check it out. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, I don't know any ladies. I don't know.
Oh wait, we were talking about one yesterday.
Put it in the chat.
Oh yeah. Oh, but everyone knows that one though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everyone knows that one. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
Like, yeah, there's like there's the guy we know who lives in London Bridge, but again, that's a different thing entirely.
Oh
Or
yeah.
London-
I mean, well, we can just name
Tower of
Tom
London.
Houghton.
Yeah,
'cause
Tom Houghton
everyone
lives
knows
in
that.
the Tower of
Oh
London.
yeah. Well, yeah. That's his whole shtick is that he's like a fucking lord or whatever.
I mean,
He
the
wears it on
fact
his sleeve.
there's also, of course, the fact that Naz Osmanoglu is in the royal house of Ottoman.
Is he?
Yeah, he's
That's
an
very funny.
heir to the Ottoman Empire. Googling that guy is hilarious.
That's so funny. He definitely has that like him. He reminds me of a younger Tim.
Fitzheim, yeah.
Yeah, with that like sort of there's like a wacky nobility to him.
Like, this is Naz's full name. It's so long.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Good for him.
I like
that
I
guy.
like how there's one of them is in twice. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that guy. Oh, Baldy knows. Yeah, he's 10th in line for the Ottoman throne. That's very
Yeah, he did a
funny.
show about it, I'm sure.
Fucking cool.
That's so funny.
Yeah. His house is so in Shoreditch. It's the most in Shoreditch house I've ever been to. And you're just like, God, this is in Shoreditch, isn't it?
Hmm.
To be fair, I started comedy pretty much straight out of secondary school. but I did not realize how far up the tower of wealth went until I started doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
I didn't
People,
realize
I
how-
assume, think that you probably come from a couple of bits because Pops was on television at one point. I don't know if you.
yes, in the Stone Age, yeah. But yeah, it's kind of like a
Was he the guy in the ostrich costume? Was that your dad?
he's gritty. My dad is gritty.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I middle class is what people call me.
Yeah, I would say you're middle class. So am I,
Can we-
by the way.
Can
Yeah,
we just get?
I mean,
can we
I mean,
just
even
get
if-
rid of Leo. He's so big, and I don't
I'm-
care about the rest of this video.
I mean, like
I just want.
a lot of people in this. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see how he finishes it. I want to know how.
Yeah,
he
that's what I'm
closes
going to
it.
go.
Yeah.
Parliament without fearing prosecution. I'll also split the prosecutorial and governmental responsibilities of the Lord Advocate into two different positions, removing the conflicts of interest that have influenced James Wolfe in his dealings with the SNP. Look, I told you politics was boring, as well as running against the architect of the hate crime bill, Humza Yousaf, in Glasgow Parliament. I'm on the Glasgow list, so anybody in Glasgow can vote for me. But won't I be wasting my vote if I vote for a nobody? Humza Yousaf is a rich, privately educated MSP from the ruling party. And
You are also rich.
most years your vote
Yeah.
against him wouldn't matter.
Is he?
He is.
Yeah, he worked for
Hang on,
BAE
gotta go.
Systems.
One
Sees
second.
dead people. I am from Streatham in South London.
Hmm.
Same postcode my whole life, baby. I'm not going to dox myself again by saying which one it is, but it's one of the far away ones. You probably haven't heard of it.
So he's running literally against Humza something.
Yeah, I don't know who the incumbent MP is in Glasgow Polo.
I guess it must be Humza. It sounds. I mean, the way he framed it right there is he's running directly against her.
Humza Yousaf.
Humza Yousaf. Thank you.
Baldy put it in the chat. I'm from
Oh, yeah.
Streatham, South London, and proud, baby. Same postcode my whole life. Never gonna leave.
That is insane.
Never gonna leave. Yeah, my dad grew up in this postcode as well.
Just cigarettes, Chris. Just cigarettes. The weed in the UK is terrible.
It is fucking dog shit, mate.
Yeah. So when I get back to Canada, you best believe I'll be smoking something else. But for now, just straight up cigarettes.
My friend, there was a very good period in 2012 when I was a 16, 17-year-old boy.
That was a
Where,
very good year.
Very good year and a fucking...
I do smoke American Spirit when I'm back home. Sorry?
And there was a 2-week period when my friend got his hands on some bona fide OG Kush. It
Nice.
was like nothing I'd ever smoked before, and then it was back to Ami and fucking spice.
It's a whole other world, man. When I started smoking weed over here, I was like, this doesn't feel right. And then so I just quit after a year of living here. I haven't smoked weed in 6 or 7 years now.
Really?
Except when I go
yeah,
back
I
home.
smoked weed for fucking. I smoked weed since I was 19. Sees dead people. Are you so generationally brought up to think that all Londoners and Southerners are posh? Because I've got a lot of like my family are Irish, so we're spread across like the whole of the UK. We're the only bits from London,
Mm.
and all my family in the north think that I am posh, even though they're much more well off than we are.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I remember my friends in high school thought that my family was rich because we went on a vacation. And I was like, nope. We lived in a trailer when I was born. But
Yeah, I mean,
it's interesting how people see you.
we never went on holiday when I was a kid. First
Yeah.
time, like, I went to Disneyland Paris when I was 7 years old.
Nice.
And that was it.
How was it? Was it very French?
I walked into a lamppost dressed as Peter Pan, and the Iraq War started. It wasn't very good.
So it was your fault.
hmm
You son of a bitch.
My
Oh,
mum,
Chris, I'm
my
in
mum
London as
tried to
well.
explain to me what Helmand Province is while I'm fucking bleeding out all over my my Robin Hood costume.
Listen, son, these words aren't going to mean a lot to you later, but I'll mention it now so it's not a surprise. Abu Ghraib.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but for sure, Alex. Yeah, definitely. I mean, like the fact that my parents are on my parents got on the property ladder in London in like the late 90s is a significant thing. Who's
Comical
White?
Ali from South London. Who's that?
That's really spooky. Seize dead peeps. Why have you said Ali from South London?
There can't only be one Ali from South London.
No, but Ali is my mum's name.
Oh, okay.
Have I been doxxed?
No, then he would have written Hot Ali
Oh,
from
right.
South London. Yeah, it would have been a different
I
thing.
thought my mum was called Ali.
Yeah.
My mum,
Yeah, she's
my
the
mum
champ.
actually,
She's
my
the
mum
greatest
joined
of
the
all time.
nation. My mum joined the nation when she was in Brixton Prison.
It was tough for her to get off that heroin, but just a little bit of nutmeg and water, and they'll ease you off.
My mum actually got off heroin by doing the cinnamon challenge over and over again. Now, Hastings is my real dad, Alex.
Yeah.
Hastings is my real dad.
Do you guys not see the resemblance?
Mhm.
It's pretty clear.
It's where the Dennis aspect comes from,
Yeah, I mean, your mom wanted to say no, but she didn't because of the implication.
because of the implication.
Yeah,
You're
because
not
of the
going to hurt
implication.
these women. No, I'm not going to hurt these women.
But they'll have fear because of the implication.
And when I love when he tries to do it on the boat and he gets thrown in the brig.
Yeah.
I want you all to know the man just came back to basically be like, "This is crazy. I have to go to my supervisor."
Good.
And then he's like, "I'll call you back." And I was like, "You will not call me back. Please put me on hold." And he was like, "I understand." Like it's just like,
Nice.
oh my god,
Nice.
They told
Comical
me
Ali, Iraq War dude. Oh, no idea who that is.
I had to set up a fucking payment plan for my taxes, because I couldn't afford to pay them in one go. And it took me, I had like 10 days after I filed to pay.
Oof.
And it took me 9 days of calling up to finally get through to a person.
Mm.
Of like trying for 3 hours a day to find the right number and not get a robot voice and not be put on hold. It took me 9 days to get the payment plan set up. Absolutely
Jesus.
bonker.
Ed, I gotta tell you, I've been doing this for 10 days. I've been calling every day for 10 days, and this is the third time I've gotten through.
Who's that, Baldy? Baldy is my favorite member of the bath party in my stream.
He's so funny, man. He's so funny.
Yeah, Baldy's great, great.
You started the bath party in your stream.
Yeah. I'm the only pro Saddam stream on Twitch.
Pretty. I mean, he had a hell of a tash, and I gotta tell you, he wrote some pretty good poetry.
Okay.
What's with dictators at a certain point writing books? All right, let's see. How
Oh my
this
god,
ends.
the fucking
Legacy,
oh my
baby.
god! Have you heard? Wait,
Legacy.
sorry, I'm sorry. Have you heard all this? Like talking of dictators that wrote cool books. Have you heard all this Gaddafi stuff from the past few days?
So
No.
funny. My favorite is the
Oh my
500 Italian models that he flew over. And then
Yeah, okay,
when they
that
thought
was
it was going to
great.
be a party, he just gave them an hour-long lecture on Islam and gave them all free Qurans.
Yeah, he gave them all free Qurans and sent them in a bus home.
Yeah.
Even better than that, I found out something else about him.
Wait, where is all this information coming out of?
He was obsessed with Condoleezza Rice.
Mm-hmm.
And he got a famous songwriter to write her a song, and he had like a fan book, like a dossier of pictures of her, and he kept like whenever he had like diplomatic visits, he kept like trying to get in a room with Condoleezza Rice just to talk to her. She said she was like briefed by the Secret Service, being like, "By the way, Muammar Gaddafi is obsessed with you."
Where are all these stories coming out?
Twitter is where I saw him. Yeah, what was the song called? It was called Black Rose in a White House.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Insane. Fucking incredible. Like Gaddafi is just like the pinnacle of dudes rock.
I mean, he's. Oh my God! Here it is: black flower in a White House.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was a weird old dude. I mean, awful.
The
Horrific.
tent that he set up. All of the Anthony Bourdain accidentally outing Beyonce for playing his New Year's Eve party in St. Martin or St. Bart's or something like that.
Oh, that was Anthony Bourdain. I remember hearing that story. I didn't know Bourdain broke it.
Yeah, it's
No,
in his book.
Dude,
Oh, okay.
it's so fucking like I love the fact that what was it? What was that fucking there was like an attack or something on an airplane and like
Yeah,
ages
Lockerbie.
ago. Was that Lockerbie?
Yeah.
That was before I was born. I don't know.
Was it
Anyway.
before I was born? I know what it is.
And then they go to Gaddafi, and all the secret services are like, "Hey, buddy, we want you to take the fall for this, and then we'll be your best friend." And he was like, "Yeah, okay, I trust you." Love that, man.
He was also Muammar Gaddafi giving a lot of money to the IRA.
Yeah, sound guy. Always loved him. Have you heard? I saw this fucking amazing Bourdain quote about Henry Kissinger the other day. Fucking incredible.
Do you know what it is, or is that the whole story?
No,
I was like, I've
it's
never
a
heard someone
long-ass
bring up a
but
quote
he's
and
like,
then not say the quote.
it's fucking long as shit, but basically the essence of the quote is like, if you ever go to Cambodia, you will never understand why Henry Kissinger is not in the dock at The Hague next to Milosevic.
Yeah. No, and Kissinger's not dead yet. That's the other crazy part.
Man, can you imagine how crazy? Like, there's going to be how much of a laundering of the reputation there's going to be when Kissinger dies.
He was just on the Economist podcast like last week.
Yeah, he's still. They've absolutely. I mean, the one that's going to be crazy, the whitewashing of George W. Bush's reputation is absolutely boiling my liver.
Blows my
Over
mind.
50% approval with liberals now. How fucking mental is that?
Crazy.
I mean, I can't believe it.
The shortest memories.
The one I'm going to be fascinated by is the Trump whitewashing.
That's
Wait
gonna
for that
fucking-
one.
That is. I can't wait for him to get Twitter back. It's going to be so fucking cool.
He is not getting. He'll never get Twitter
It's gonna
back.
Fucking rock so hard when he gets his Twitter back. Yeah, the whitewashing, the laundering of Bush's reputation is it like boils my piss so much. Who do you think's going to die first, Kissinger or Chomsky?
Chomsky.
Chomsky.
No.
Have you seen Chomsky's old man COVID beard? Chomsky looks fucked up. Also,
he looks so
looks-
fucking fun.
He looks like he's about to die, though.
I'm gonna say this though, and this sounds really like I don't. As a man, I already know. I'm like Noam. Fuck you. Like I love
What?
Noam Chomsky.
I like
think
Noam Chomsky.
I don't like him.
I think he's boring.
I bet you Noam Chomsky doesn't tip.
Maybe, but he will fight for you to get a better wage. So
What fucking was it? Didn't like Virgil Texas do a podcast where he was like, "I just want to debate against Noam Chomsky." Did you see that?
well, maybe I know. I remember like a few people challenged him, and it was like, was it the fucking one of the assholes was like, Noam Chomsky won't debate me, and it's like he doesn't have to debate you.
Yeah.
You're not on his level, you fucking weirdo.
Did you
I
see
mean,
the other day, fucking Destiny debated Richard Wolff on stream.
I don't know any.
I don't know
of the
who
words
either
you
of
just
those
meant.
people.
I don't.
Fucking
know.
shoot myself in the mouth.
Who are any of those people?
Dick Wolf should not have. My lovely Dick Wolf should not have to go through that.
Who?
Dick Wolf, creator of Law and Order.
Law and Order.
No, Richard Wolff is a very well respected and very very cool Marxist economist and professor of economics.
Boring.
He's a living legend, and he was debating a guy who streams and likes to defend his use of the N word. A white man
Named Destiny. That's
Destiny.
not a.
Yeah,
that's
he's
not
kind of like he's like in the Vaush kind of realm. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yuck. I mean, we have
Yeah.
somehow done 3 hours. Do you guys are aware of that?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
We started Leo's video an hour and a half ago.
I was gonna say we're only fucking 4 minutes through the video.
And we
skipped
3.5
3 of them.
We skipped 3 of those minutes. Yeah, fuck.
In any way, this year the vote can make a difference. I don't even need to win. If we get just 8% of the vote across Glasgow, we send a message to the SNP that Scotland is a land of freedom. You didn't get a choice making this law. You do now.
All right.
I love that. I love the fact that he's linked to his own YouTube channel. I love the fact that he's like done some fucking hokey ass
Historically,
Scottish
not all
Highland
people
drums in
have
the
been
background.
treated freely and equally. So hate crime legislation is generally a good idea. It prevents
Excuse me.
discrimination in employment or society against someone for being female, black, transgender, gay, or disabled. I mean, presumably you can discriminate a bit if you're hiring a lifeguard.
Oh,
fuck
hello. I mean, I'm
Oh,
gonna be.
yeah.
I am on his side. I don't want a blind lifeguard.
All right. Well, get yourself off the stream, Jen. You're no longer
know what?
welcome. Ed,
Fuck
we're
you,
doing
fuck
this
you,
together
get
now.
fucked.
This is it. Chris Rubio, I disagree on Milton Friedman. Even Alan Greenspan has said that he was wrong. So
Which one's Milton Friedman?
Milton Friedman is the like free market evangelist. School of Chicago economics. The king of
he
the king of
advocates for a deep
deregulation.
dish economy with the sauce on top.
Yeah, no. I hate, but here's my problem is I don't like any is he an American economist? Yeah, I don't like any American economist. I'm just like, no, because at deep down it's like, and then we find some black people and we kill them. And you're like, wait, what what's that have to do with the economy? We got to get boner somehow.
Oh, I haven't read any economics in fucking ages. That used to be my jam.
I'm great.
I just don't.
I mean, it took me so long to get through Noam Chomsky's book on anarchism, and I 100% agreed with everything in it. Like, I walked away being like, oh, I am an anarchist. But first he has to explain to you that anarchy doesn't. Why can't Baywatch save my life if they're temporarily blind? That's
a good point.
That's a good point. But the idea that anarchy is actually a philosophy of the government is
he's boring himself.
Defined by the people. Like it's defined. It's just a government that is reflective of the people. That's what anarchy is actually striving for.
Well, sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Anarchism is not chaos. It's not. The big
it's not the Sex
not
Pistols
chaos,
like everyone thinks it is. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's not chaos. It's not, and it's also evolved and taken on. Like it's one of those things where it's like an argument could be made that a democratic government could be an anarchist government if that is reflective of what the people want. Blah 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 blah.
I also think that there is something to be said for not having to read a shitload of theory because of the world we live in. Like it's a common mantra you hear, especially amongst like a lot of leftists, is just like read theory, just go away and read theory. I don't think that's I don't think that's strictly necessary all the time. I think there's something to be said through getting your ideas through accessible way, like accessible media, and listening to people who have when I was a lot younger, I learned a lot of stuff from like people like Richard Wolff's YouTube videos because I couldn't connect with like 19th century parlance, it didn't. So I really think there is something to be said for like, I don't think your credentials are any less if you haven't read all of Capital.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said for it because it is the underpinning and the foundation of all these things. So if you really want to get into it, you kind of need to understand it. But if you want to have a workable understanding of it, you don't have to read Colbert on the fucking corn laws.
Sure, 100%. And also, like when you you take a lot of the great economists, right? I'm a big Marx fan, right? No,
can you hear me?
Secrets
All right, guys.
But it's not his. What was great about him wasn't like the what he wrote down at the time being gospel. It's like the modes of thought that were applied and can now still be applicable to direct action and organizing and shit, which is at the end of the day the really, really important stuff.
Yeah. I mean, John, if you want to read a very dense tome on anarchism that really spoke to me, it's by a guy called Kropotkin.
No,
it's called On Mutual Aid.
Wow.
And he's right, but it's unreadable.
Was this big?
Yeah,
it took me.
Kropotkin is that big.
Yeah, that took me 3 years. 3 years, because you literally have to be like, wait, and like a paragraph will start with, and since you now know that, and you're like, I don't know anything. All right.
If you want to read something cool related to mutual aid, read Lenin's The Dual Power. It's a 3-page treatise thing. It released in Pravda in 1917.
Of course,
you know what I recommend everyone reads is Einstein's social theory essays, because they're beautiful and well thought out, and I don't know why he doesn't get more credit for the stuff that he did.
Also just check out don't get put off by the name, but check out Marxists.org. It is a free internet library, completely free internet library of just an absolutely insane amount of leftist political and economic writing from across the spectrum of left-wing thought from the past 200 years. It's there's lots of anarchist stuff on there. It's really, really
I would totally
really incredible.
I'm gonna just Give me a time code between somewhere in this, and we're just
I
going to
haven't
watch.
watched. I haven't.
I know we're just going to watch a
refused
second.
this.
We're just going to watch a second of it.
Just
Let's
skip
just go
into
to-
2/3.
Yeah, 2/3. 2/3.
Yeah, they're in the rhythm at that point.
So an
There,
hour
Yeah,
11.
perfect. Right there.
Your issues are with the Democratic Party or with the politicians that Americans elect. I know that it's a very popular
Oh,
pastime.
here comes the.
I was
I mean,
interested in cool
he's
sports
already
in the league
flailing.
'cause
He's
I have
talking.
this
He's
little
doing that
problem
quick
area. I
talker.
wouldn't
Don't
call
know
it
what
so
I'm
much as a
talking about.
problem
Talking.
as-
Yeah, he's very much a debate
I'm a
bro.
leftist
Like
who demonize the Democratic Party for not being able to authoritarianly or totalitarianly rule the country.
What is
absent,
Dick Wolf
the
looking
other
for?
half of
Look,
Congress.
Richard Wolf
He's
is
laughing.
laughing at the use of the word
on left who impose that power
authoritarianly.
government functions. I don't know if that includes you or not.
Well,
But
we,
yeah,
we're
I think
lucky
just
though.
given
we have
Also, who's
we
this
have folks like you
goober
that will
down
help
here?
us.
I
Moderator.
have no idea.
I guess we'll see.
Yes.
All right.
Um,
Why don't we move
I
on
mean,
to the questions?
all I learned, the thing that I've learned the most today, I'm happy to see that the Democratic Party, under definition one of socialism, I guess, is considered at least somewhat of a socialist party of view, as they are
No, it is.
believers of enterprise
I
and
just
private
spoke against
capitalists.
that.
And I guess,
I just spoke against that. How you got out of that? I told you.
I can't for the life
great.
of me.
No, it's really it is just destiny. Like or he just sort of lies about stuff very quickly to try and make a point. And what's great about Richard Wolff is like, no, I just explained to you like that's not the case, and I am a very respected economics professor.
Yeah.
That is a lie.
I mean, whenever I see guys like this, I think of Joe Rogan interviewing Neil deGrasse Tyson, and Tyson, and he goes, "Right, Neil, moon landing, faked. Let's get into it." And Tyson just very calmly goes like, "Well, there's this theory, and here's why that doesn't make any sense. And there's this theory, and here's why that doesn't work. And there's this theory, and that's been proven wrong. And so no." And Rogan goes, and the whole time he's going, "Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that." And then Tyson finishes, and he goes, "But I still just think it was faked." And you go, "All right, go fuck yourself."
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, no,
Joe
because
Rogan's
Joe
like-
Rogan always just goes because it's fun to believe, but it's not. Also, and by the way, and this is just for everyone to use, remember when someone talks to you about the flat earth movement, that was termed and invented by a guy I used to do comedy with named the modern version of it. He's in that documentary that's on British Netflix as Matt Powerland. Or Powerhead, but Matt Boylan. I used to do stand-up comedy with him at Grumpy's. That guy would
Oh,
smoke.
Matt Boylan. I remember Matt. He's in the Flat Earth documentary?
He's the flat. Oh,
Fuck you. I didn't know that. Now I've got to watch it. I remember Math. He did a show where he was supposed to do 5 minutes and he gave a 30-minute presentation with PowerPoint, no jokes, all about how the earth is flat.
yeah.
This is 10 years ago. Oh, I did not know that was Math. Now I have to fucking watch it. That guy's a maniac. But also, he made some weird like art films that I watched on acid, and he might be a genius in
He
other
is
ways.
not a genius. He is.
He
not
might
a
be.
Genius.
He might be an art genius, but not a
You know
not a
that- you know
flat
that's
Earth
like
genius.
That's not like how the whole Illuminati thing started, right?
Acid.
No, like two fucking idiot, like libertarian, weird pranksters in the 60s submitted an article to a magazine because they wanted to make a point about how people will believe anything. And they did some stupid shit about like how the Illuminati was controlling the world. And it caused
Ladies and
gentlemen,
Chris, thank you so much for coming on the stream. It was great to meet you. Hope to see you again soon. Take care, bud.
Chris.
Yeah, Chris.
You know that's how the flat Earth theory got spread around, right?
Cambridge Analytica.
Cambridge Analytica did it to see what they could get people to believe in advance of Trump and Brexit.
Same with the Illuminati, exact same.
I'm not going to stop him after this. One of the best.
All right, let's just.
Didn't he used to be a great comedian?
It's like change. There's some change here tonight. Eh? You dropped a whole bunch. Because everything in Europe. So one of those pennies, because they got copper in them. Backed by real, the other stuff is just fucking paper. You want to hold on to your pennies.
Like I know the story. He got blackballed by Just for Laughs on the French side because he came and did a gala.
Yeah.
Even the gala in Melbourne, Ed.
Yeah,
Same thing. So it's 5. I think it's 7 minutes as opposed to 4 minutes in Melbourne. He did 45 minutes, walked off stage, and when they were like, what the fuck was that? He was like, oh shit, I forgot to do that joke. That's why I took some. I was trying to remember which joke I wanted to close on. And they were like,
dudes rock.
You're out.
Jesus Christ. I heard, so you knew him when he was doing stand-up though. as opposed to weird flat Earth rants. Was
Well,
he good? Because people talked about
no.
before he lost it that he was very funny.
I only knew him when he was a crazy, weird, bad comedian who would show up and do like circle paintings at Mainline.
Okay.
And like he didn't have a bathroom in his apartment.
That sounds right. Oh, Baldy, it has been around a lot longer, but the reason that it became a big internet sensation and we all heard about it was because Cambridge Analytica was pushing it. I love that he's just trying to get his money midstream.
that.
This is
I
great.
fucking love that.
This is so good.
Yeah, it's so crazy, man. Like that's the comedian to conspiracy crank pipeline is fascinating.
Oh yeah, it's a straight line. It's a feeding tube.
Yeah, it's bonkers. Absolutely bonkers, man. We should start a conspiracy right now.
Oh, what's a good one? Have I heard any good ones lately?
We
I
should,
mean, the last.
no, we should start telling people.
What's that?
We should start telling people that like Hastings, we were talking about earlier. We should start telling everyone that Hastings comes from like aristocracy money.
I like that. Yeah.
We should start telling everyone that Hastings is like
Austrian.
He's a Kennedy. He's a Kennedy.
He's a Kennedy.
Start telling people that Hastings is a Kennedy.
That was my favorite thing. Was it 2 or 3 years ago where you were just going around starting rumors about comedians at Edinburgh?
Yeah.
Like when you go to dinner at Jimmy Carr's house, he makes you bring your own chair.
That was the best one because it came back around to me by the end of the Fringe. I started telling everyone that when you go to dinner at Jimmy Carr's house, he makes you bring your own chair. And it's so stupid. Like, why would anyone make that up? That's why it works so well.
What were some of the other ones?
I can't remember. That was that's the one I remember because it was a successful one, but I tried to start loads.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that in I think Loft or something. It's like one of those fucking things. And I've never forgotten it. That's just one of the funniest ways to spend your time in Edinburgh.
What is this?
Telling stupid lies about people.
In Edinburgh 2018, I had a bit in my show where I was like, I had a bit in my show about how I was starting a rumor. I wanted to start a rumor, so I told the audience to go and tell people that when they go for dinner, they heard that when you go for dinner at Jimmy Carr's house, he makes you bring your own chair. And by the end of the Fringe, it came back around to me.
Yeah. It's really weird. I heard. Did you ever hear about this?
Go on.
I mean, someone that wasn't me may spread some rumors about Louis C.K. before he was the worst monster showing up at various shows.
Oh, what was it?
I mean, he might have maybe be coming to do a late night show at the Gilded Balloon, and I might have heard that someone just spread that rumor, and then that person might have been told about that rumor by maybe someone who has something to do with that venue. I don't know anything about it, so I can't really explain, but like that's what I heard from.
I loved that day, and I'll tell you why. I was telling everyone, I was texting all the group chat saying, oh my god, have you heard Louis C.K. is in the Loft Bar?
Oh,
and all the people that derided the Loft Bar, I like left the dome and I went over, and loads of comedians turned up in like suits.
No, they didn't.
Really dressed really nice to try and go and meet Louis C.K.
They brought suits to Edinburgh?
Yeah, it was like there was one or two like open mic guys that I knew. This was in like 2016 or some shit.
No, it was 2017. It was 2017. I remember.
Oh, yeah, there were a couple of dudes that I knew that like dressed nicer than I've ever seen them dress, and came to hung out outside the door. It was so fucking cool.
I mean,
so funny.
I know I'm supposed to hate the Loft Bar, but I do like the Loft Bar better.
I
than
like
the
it
other
when
one.
I go with friends.
Yeah. Well, why are you going by yourself?
Yeah, you gotta show up with like 5 people because you're gonna lose 2 immediately.
Yeah,
and then you've got 3, and then it rotates around, and it's a nice.
I would like very much. I would give a lot of bits to be having a very contrived cocktail in the Loft Bar with you two at the moment, right now.
Yeah, that would be lovely. I remember you, Ed, when you were very young and you had very tall hair.
Yeah,
and you always found me in the Loft Bar.
Yeah,
you just show up next to me with like a big grin on your face. You'd be like, "Hey, what's going on?"
That was like my first because I was like, I did So You Think You're Funny that year, I think.
Okay,
so that was like I was hanging out in the Loft Bar because I got a pass around. I was like, this rocks. This rocks shit.
Who did you
You're
win?
Great.
I came 3rd.
Oh,
who won?
Who beat you?
Hey, Red.
Let me see if I can guess. Heidi Regan.
No.
Ed. Oh shit, I forgot his last name. Ed something.
Ed fucking potato wedges. Ed Hedges.
Ed Hedges,
no. Ed Hedges was the year before me. That was Elliot's year, I think.
Did
You
Elliot
got
say
beaten by
you're
Ed
funny?
Hedges? That's fun. That's
think
fun.
so.
I gotta remind him of
No,
that.
no. That was maybe the year before. I can't remember. No, it was maybe Aiden Strangeman was Elliot's year. My year, the winner, I came third. Yuriko came second, and Luca Cupani came first.
Really?
Luca Capani? Who the fuck is Luca Capani?
Dude, he doesn't even do stand-up anymore. He's like a TV producer in Italy.
Yeah.
That's
But Luca was
crazy.
funny as shit. He smashed it. He's funny.
Oh,
as fuck.
really? Fair enough. I did some shows with him. I never really took to his style. He was a nice enough guy, but
it was a fucking. None of us were expecting how, especially for how new we were, how bad of a gig it was going to be. It was so hard. It was so hard to play.
Yeah, because it's the end of the Fringe, and this is the like, come see the greatest people.
Well, the greatest
the
new
way they
people.
market it is so annoying. It's like Ramesh. You're seeing the Ramesh Ranganathans of the future.
I want to fight the marketing department of the Gilded Balloon. I love the Gilded Balloon. You doing a gaming stream tonight? I don't know. I'm literally going to be on hold forever, so I don't know how long. I literally thought we were going to do 90 minutes, but I don't think that definitely.
Yeah,
didn't happen.
we're at 3.5 hours.
I was going to
Tiger,
chat to you guys for 10 minutes and then stream, but I'm enjoying it. Too.
I mean, could we?
If everybody gives me a follow at the end of the stream, then I'll
Ed, for Thursday, message me. We can stream so it goes to your followers on
Lovely
this platform.
stuff.
Yeah.
We'll just need to set it up beforehand, but we can pop it off. And I learned from the Oscars, I can add it when you come on and then take you away.
Well, what I was thinking of doing is just I could just screen share, right? I could just do that.
What do you mean?
I can just
you can host also. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I mean, I can just stream normally and share the browser window minus the private chat.
Yeah.
Of course, yes. You want to make sure.
Yeah, private chat's really got to be off screen.
Yeah,
Very
100, obviously.
Very important.
Natch. But yeah, it was Luca. Luca won my year. Yeah,
that's crazy. I'm surprised I didn't hear about that as well. But that's genuinely crazy. I remember that year when like Yuriko was crushing competitions.
Oh my gosh, she won every competition.
That 5
that was that year. Yeah,
just went. That
it was,
5
it was
fucking
such
crushed.
a fucking. If I say so myself, very strong. So I think you're funny final.
All right, who
Yeah,
who
else
did you
was in
have?
Neil O'Rourke was in it, who I think.
Oh
is
yeah,
so
I like Neil.
fucking, Neil is so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Ben Pope was in it.
Oh yeah, I fucking love Ben. He's such
Ben's
a
great.
sweet boy. Yeah, he's so funny.
Red was in it.
Oh
I
shit.
love
Me and Red were the 2 wild cards. We called each other up at the same time to tell each other. It was really sweet.
Nice.
We were doing a gig together we were doing a show together that year, like an open mic show at fucking, what's it called? The one that's like that horrible free fringe venue that's got like 3 floors. It's on like a little windy road just off Grassmarket. It's like a nightclub.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
I
Espionage.
like.
Espionage. Yeah, we were doing a show at Espionage together that year.
Terrible.
That was also the year, I remember it because that was the year that Russ Haynes did his famous apology video.
That was a great year.
Which one is Russ Haynes? The one that we brought up on the stream before? That
Yeah,
was
the
like,
nonce. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a really strong year, really good year.
That's a really really good lineup. I remember doing when I did Leicester Square, it was like, oh, actually, I don't remember anyone that was on Leicester Square. I just realized I remember the year before because it was Tim Renko, Garrett Millerick, Alistair Beckett King were the top 3. It's like that's a fucking
shit.
A really good year. Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that year. Fuck.
Tim didn't win. I remember that being like, good. That's funny. Like that.
Yeah,
made me
Tim.
s-
But he also didn't necessarily deserve to. I think Alistair won, and he did crush it. And I remember
Yeah,
thinking Garrett fucking nailed it, and Tim did great, but Garrett like smashed the shit out of it. And I was like, he's just won. That's a wrap. And then Alistair came out, and it was over.
It's so weird. I never did any of the competitions, which I could have gotten away with when I first moved. Is I
Yeah.
could have just lied, and I just didn't. And I don't.
Yeah.
I should have done that.
I got lucky as fuck though with the one because I was like, well, I can only apply for these competitions if I've been going X amount of time. I didn't know that people just didn't do that. I'm lucky as fuck with the one that I actually got through in, because Julia from Gilded Balloon, who runs So I Think You're Funny, is incredibly supportive and nurturing if
Oh,
you're
nice.
in her competition and she likes you. So as soon as, and at that time, she was the gig booker for Jonglers.
Yeah, the
So
highlights. Yeah,
it was. Yeah, it was
Oh,
because
Juliet. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was because Juliet. Yeah, so it was because I did So You Think You're Funny when I was like I'd been going for like 5 months when it happened or some shit. But it was because I did that I got like my first paid club spots and my like club CV started to fill out. And they were sure they were like it was like Camden Jonglers and I like most and like fucking Portsmouth Jonglers and I just bombed constantly.
Portsmouth
But
Jonglers.
Portsmouth Jonglers was my first paid 20. That's like
Oh my god, it's all uphill from there. Everything's gonna be fine.
one of the
It'll never be
stinkiest
worse
deaths
than
I've ever
that.
had in my life. Atrocious.
Still to this day, my favorite death I've ever watched was in Portsmouth Jonglers because it was Glenn Moore doing his perfectly crafted bits, and they couldn't have hated him more. There's something so funny about watching Glenn Moore get no laughs.
We turned up to Portsmouth Jonglers.
Harold Shipman hung himself in the. Oh, Joey Page! Thank you so much for the
Ooh.
raid.
Hey,
Ethan
Joey!
Raid.
What's up, Joey? Hey.
You started saying
Hey,
that
Joey.
exactly as the raid started, which I very much appreciate.
What was that, Chris?
You started singing Harold
Harold
Shipman,
Shipman, yeah.
right when the raid started.
I know it was great. Harold Shipman hung
I
himself.
thought you were gonna
in
do it like the fucking Lion King song.
No, it's a Glenn Moore bit. Glenn Moore's fucking amazing bit.
I actually
so
saw
funny.
Glenn smash it at Southampton Jonglers. You think that would be a dip- when we did Portsmouth Jonglers, we turned up. Like I got there at the same time as one of the other acts, and the tech was like, "You
Turkey
mean you guys
Kensington,
didn't bring your own
welcome
mics?" And it was Halloween week, so they had like loads of spooky decorations up all over
Clone
the stage.
Thank you so much
That's
for the
so
follow.
funny.
Hey.
Did they have their own mics, or did you just have to yell?
We had to borrow one off the DJ next door. It was so
Amazing.
fun.
Amazing.
We're at Portsmouth Jonglers.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Terrible. So funny.
I remember doing Southampton with Laura Lex and Raymond and Mr. Timkins.
Oh,
and I remember Laura was hosting, I was opening, Timkins was closing, and it was a fucking nightmare out there. Like it was packed, and it was exactly what you picture when it's like 15 stag doos and 8 hen doos and no one else.
Joey, you want to come on?
All right, Joey. Yeah, Joey, get in
Hey,
here.
Joey, yeah, come on
Joey,
in.
get in here.
And that was the moment that I was like, oh, Laura Lex is awesome because she came out and turned it into a gig. 10 minutes, just bullied a sailor into submission. Everyone else fell in line. And then she's like, all right, it's a show. Let's go. Bring up Chris Betts. And as she walked off, I was like, that was fucking amazing.
Raymond and Mr. Timkins is the kind of throwback name that I haven't heard for. So, do you guys remember Frank Sinatra?
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, there's also certain things.
So
where you're
funny.
just
What
like,
a
how
crazy
the fuck?
idea.
How the fuck is this guy? I remember him like I was working in comedy clubs when I was like 15. I remember him.
Wait,
like,
were you doing gigs when you were 15, or you
No,
were?
no. I had jobs like in front of house and like.
Which clubs?
Do you remember the Hideaway in Streatham?
Yeah.
I do remember the Hideaway in Streatham.
But that was like an
Yeah.
open mic when I got here.
Well,
That
it
was,
depends on which one. So there was the Hideaway that Eric ran, and it was like Friday and Saturday night.
Not the Crack Comedy Club, the other one in the back, in the small back room.
Oh,
I
I'm
put out
thinking
the
of a different
chairs and did
Hideaway.
lights up, lights down for that, and got my 20 quid a week.
Who ran that other Hideaway? Was that a PJ gig?
It was not a PJ gig. That was the Bedford.
PJ. Oh, good, Joey. No problem, man. Have a good night.
See you later, Joey. I love Joey.
Wait, so who ran that other Hideaway?
The other Hideaway was run by my uncle Brian, who likes comedy and decided to start a comedy gig.
Yeah.
Nice.
It started in this tiny pub in Streatham Vale, called the Railway, and then it moved up to the Hideaway because it was doing really well. It was one of those classic, like it was in a tiny, like back of a pub room that just happened to be perfect for comedy, and the lineups were really, really good because he didn't know anything about comedy, he didn't know anything about booking people. And like the people he got on weren't like the headliners weren't like massive yet. Like I remember Chris McCausland headlining there and shit.
Nice.
In like 2010 or whatever. And but then it moved to a slightly bigger room in this flashy new venue that had opened up around the corner and was like looking for events, and it fucking just died. Like it was like cunts smashing ice around in the bar and like delivering people like their their pastor across the stage, and it was just unplayable.
Fuck, that
But there
sucks.
was-
Night,
there-
David. Take care, man.
But there was 2 hideaways. I'm not crazy that there
Yeah,
was
there was
two.
one in North London and there was one in
There's one
South
in North
London.
London.
I was
Yeah,
thinking of
the North London one is where I started doing open mic. That
Okay,
one
yeah.
was
With, like,
the
Joe?
hits.
With Joe?
Yeah, with Joe, man.
Wait, the hideaway. I definitely played the hideaway in North London.
That was in Archway, I think.
In Archway, yeah.
Yeah.
My
And the
first
Mexican-
ever gig there was at the hideaway. It was my
And it was
first
like it's like a Latin family owned the bar and they hated Joe, and Joe went on and said crazy things.
Crazy.
Yeah, Joe would
thing.
like do a shitload of MDMA and like fucking
He
hell,
would be
man.
a fucking mess. I remember it's the first gig I ever heard of where it wasn't that he didn't book women, it's that women just didn't come. They were like, this atmosphere is bad and I don't want to be here.
I did like my first
I
6
was
gigs.
trying to reach a tier 2.
It was like when I was, the kind of places that you frequent when you're brand new.
Yeah,
I was like 19.
yeah.
I only
Dirty
like,
Dicks.
I pretty much Dirty Dicks. Yeah. I only like that kind of open mic shit, like the really grottiest ones. I did the Hideaway a lot, and I'm still like a couple of the people from Hideaway. I'm still like super close to. Like I met Patrick from my podcast through the Hideaway, but then also
nice.
some of the most bonkers gigs of my life.
Yeah.
Like still, I think the best lineup I've ever been on. Joe Grant did a special birthday gig for his birthday, right? And the second half was a roast of him, right? The first half was
I heard about this.
a gig, but the only people on the gig were me opening, doing 5, right? And I bombed because the only people at the gig were the Hideaway regulars who had already seen my only 5 10 times in a row.
Yeah.
And then Dangerous T, who did
Right.
10 minutes about my 5. And then
Legend.
Andrew O'Neill doing a whole work in progress, and he'd never heard of or been to the Hideaway before. It was incredible. It was
How did Andrew do? Did he not just talk about Dangerous T the whole time?
he was just super confused, and rightly so. But funny as shit, obviously. But like, just so good, man. So good.
That's awesome. I fucking love that. I miss T. I haven't seen the likes of a Dangerous T in a long time.
There was a 1 year where he was asking around, like 2015. He was asking around. He asked like me and Red. He was asking around for people to do a 2-hander with him at Edinburgh called "Fuck Short."
My favorite memory of him is doing like open mics where he would set up his camera on his huge tripod, but he wouldn't put it at the back of the room. He'd walk into the middle of the room during the act before him set and just tinker around, make a ton of noise, set everything up, and then it would be in the way of the person leaving, so they'd have to climb up and fucking around it after he just ruined their show. Do a set and then take it down during the next act. Just ruin 3 sets in a row. Perfect.
Absolutely incredible shit, man. Absolutely incredible. There are a few like that I remember doing. I completely blanked out recently. I remember I used to do Chris Coltrane's gig quite a lot.
I forgot about Coltrane.
Whoopsie.
From the wokest man alive to gone.
Yeah, to change my name and delete everything because I'm a scumbag.
Yeah, wow. Gone. Everything's gone.
Yeah, fucking crazy. I used to. There was another one in Shoreditch. It wasn't Dirty. Do you remember David Gersh? He used to do a gig.
I like Gersh.
Yeah, I like Gersh is good crack, but he used to do this mad gig in this tiny basement in Shoreditch that I loved. So some of my happiest memories of doing stand-up, the London open mic scene. I don't care what anyone. Everyone slags off open mic, and a lot of it did suck. But some of those gigs were like I have not felt the comedy freedom since I did.
That's it. There's no consequences.
Yeah,
there's
100%.
No consequences.
Didn't matter how good you are on stage.
Yeah.
For me, it felt like all about how funny I was at the bar afterwards.
Okay, fair enough.
With the other acts, I felt a big pressure to do that. But then, like, fuck, man, like the people in the audience, they don't fucking care.
Nobody gives a shit. I mean, I remember sitting down with friends of mine when I left Montreal and drinking with them and being like, I was moving to London specifically to be like, I'm going to become a professional comedian in London. I'm going to do it within 5 years.
Yeah.
I'm going to learn a lot and then I'm going to move to the States. That was the plan. Then I got married, set me back a couple years, but still worked out. And so I remember when I was leaving Montreal, sitting with friends and looking around and just being like, this is never going to be as fun again.
Yeah, like I talk to American friends of mine and Canadian friends of mine who are like, yeah, Mike's a really high pressure man, and like you have to go up 4 times a night if you want to make it. I'm like, that sounds like it sucks. I want to be just in physical danger. That like the London open, like the UK, I will say open mic scene definitely seems very distinct from like the North American scenes, where it seems really like takes itself very seriously and really high pressure. Like I did not feel that. Like the only pressure I felt was that I wanted to get off this batshit scene as soon as possible. That was the career drive that I had.
Yeah,
It
that's
wasn't,
that's
like,
every
staging
that's
ground for later
every
gigs.
open mic scene. The Canadian open mic scene is the only one I've ever seen that's like fun and encouraging. But I think that's just because I was with a bunch of people started at the same time, so it was just good people.
Well, I also had it where like headliners would do the open mics. So like
Yeah.
I would do open mics with David Pride, who had been doing fucking Just for Laughs for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then he would give me notes on my jokes and then recommend me to the bookers at the clubs and stuff like that. So that made a huge difference. Whereas
That's
in the
the
UK,
weird thing
it's
with
completely
UK is,
separate.
yeah, they don't. Do you have to pay for an open mic in the US, or is that just New York? No,
Oh,
that's
we have
everywhere in
paid
the
to play
US.
here and bringers. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
dumb.
you just don't do them.
What's the best feedback you ever got? I remember, like, I think it was, I can't remember who it was. Like a real big circuit name. Watched me bomb at Portsmouth Jongleurs and told me to drop all my stuff, and then went and smashed it.
Who was it? Who was
I can't
it?
remember. I wish I could remember.
Who did? What did they look like?
I really can't remember who it was. It was one of those guys that I never saw again.
Yeah.
I remember
the best piece of advice I ever got was, if you're going to take the mic out of the stage, take the mic out of the stage. If you're not going to, don't. But don't put it back in and back. Like,
Yeah, fair enough.
That's a great one.
I just remember Jimbo from the Comedy Works pulling me aside after I used to have this bit about Bengal tigers that was really fucking left field and weird. And he just went, that Bengal tiger stuff. It takes a real fucking maniac to write that. And then walked away. I was like, thanks,
Oh,
Jimbo.
that guy was out of his mind. Jimbo, by the way, was a bald man with a wig who loved Frank Sinatra and owned a bar and a comedy club called Jimbo's in the Comedy Works in Montreal. Possibly the best comedy room ever. And
Perfect.
His mom died. He got inheritance and he just closed the club.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's such a shame. That was such a fucking great club. And then they turned it into a karaoke bar and burned it down.
Yeah.
Don't really talking of great rooms. I've never been to North America. I'm afraid I've never gigged in Canada. But
thank you for pronouncing it properly.
Yeah, thank you.
But what was really, it's such a shame because like it was, I worked there for a year. It was very exploitative, but the upstairs at Piccadilly Comedy Club was one of the most amazing rooms I've ever played in my life.
It was a good fucking room.
It was an incredible room.
What happened with that guy? Like it just, I suddenly heard like it went from being a good room.
I know. Ed, do you know the story? I happen to know the story.
I just stopped working there when it happened. Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
do you know what happened afterwards with the new guys that took it over?
Not straight afterwards. I know about everything up to the fire.
Okay, so what happened was
Wait, there was a fire at that club?
Yeah. They was out of commission for like a year. Yeah.
Oh,
no,
my
I know
God.
just after the fire as well. After Stebbin and them took it over. Yeah.
Tell me.
So he owed a lot of money. Mike did a lot of fucking money.
Well, how? That's what I could never figure out.
Sure.
You could put it in the private chat if you don't want us to get in trouble.
I don't think we will get in trouble because it's something that actually happened. But I think, I don't know how either. But like, because he was I worked there. I know how much he was paying his 2 staff members. Like we were like, we set the room up. We were the tech. We were the bouncers. I at 18, 19 had to stop so many bottlings from happening.
Wow.
It was and like obviously no contracts, cash in hand. We got paid like, if you think that the acts didn't get paid enough for those gigs, then we definitely did not get paid enough for those shows. And like one time I was like, I had to get between a fight between 2 groups of stags. when I was doing the door, and I went to Mike and I was like, Mike, what should I do? And he told me to fuck off until he'd finished counting the door takers.
Oh my God.
He was making money hand over fist. I have no idea how he was.
I heard, and this is allegedly, I want to put that out. I don't know this for sure. I heard it was gambling. I heard he had a gambling problem.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I heard. But again, I don't know
he
for
kept
sure.
putting me on.
Yeah.
Hey,
Whoa. But yeah, so he had all these debts, right? They're outstanding in the Piccadilly Comedy Club. So these two guys take it over. I can't remember which comics took it over now. But,
Andy Stedman and Nick
Coppin?
Nick Coppin, yeah. Stedman
Thank you very
Coppin
much.
took it over,
Yeah. So they paid Mike to pay all the debts off. Mike then again didn't pay the debts, just disappeared.
King.
But didn't
'Cause
Mike
they
have
were-
like a family and shit like that?
They were going to have him involved.
He had
in
like
the
2
club.
young kids.
Yeah.
Lived in Hertfordshire and shit. He's like the craziest boss I've ever had in my life.
You wouldn't guess too. You wouldn't like to meet him. Like he just seems like a goofy Englishman.
No,
he was a
he
weirdo.
was like,
he was a weirdo.
Oh, he was
fucking
weird.
Dude was like one year when I was working for it, it was like while I was winding down because I was getting more paid gigs and stuff. He was like, come and spend New Year's with me up at my house in Hertfordshire. Come to mine and me and you will have a little party. And I was like, I'm your 20-year-old employee.
Yeah,
Right,
no,
right,
thank you.
right.
No, thank you. So apparently they then had to pay it off again because he was going to be involved in the club originally with those two guys.
Yes, I heard that he was meant to carry on doing the booking and stuff because he had the shows were incredible, were phenomenal.
Yeah.
And so he did give lots of chances to new talent.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people wouldn't. Again, I got a lot of my starts at Piccadilly.
Yeah, he gave me a bunch of my early
me
paid
too.
work. Yeah. But then they cut him out and had to pay the debts again because he just fucking disappeared.
That's so funny. Wait, I've got him on Facebook, so I'm gonna check out what he's up to right now.
Yeah, see what he's doing.
Let's see.
Let's see.
So but then what happened with the fire? I feel like there's more to this than.
I'd always assumed that the reason that Mike lost so much money and had to stop paying people. I always assumed that one of the reasons was this big fire that put the whole pub and the venue out of commission for like a year. I'd assumed that he whatever lifestyle he had was tenable as long as he was continually making a shitload of money every weekend. But when that immediately stopped with no warning, he probably didn't have a fallback. That's what I assumed. But gambling is certainly a more juicy story.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the big problems with Piccadilly as well, because they redesigned the whole pub after the fire, and the rooms were architecturally completely different than they had been before.
When did it go downstairs?
It was always downstairs, so you always did a downstairs and an upstairs or middle floor show.
Yeah.
And then it was heartbreaking because then, a year after that, when the owners changed, the smallest room in the attic was barely getting half full. I remember one of the last gigs I did at Piccadilly was when Mike was selling 200-300 tickets a night. The last gig I did there had barely 10 people in.
Fuck. Because wait, but when was the fire and stuff like that? When did they see you, Chris?
Bye, man. Good to see you. I think it was around the same time as he stopped paying people.
Yeah. Because I remember it changed. It was so good there for a minute. Because there'd been stuff there for a while. Soho Comedy Club was there. A bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm. He just posted a really cool pubs are open pic. That's the last thing he posted. It seems like he's doing well. He taught me a lot about stand-up comedy because this is really sweet. It's just pictures of his kids and shit. That's nice. Seems like he's doing fine.
His wife leave him when he disappeared?
It doesn't seem like it. It seems like they're very happy together. But he also, while he was doing comedy and running the club, he still had his job working in music promotion or something. or as like a music agent or some shit. He said he managed a shitload of like up and coming bands or some shit for some label. He was like fairly big in like the music scene in London or something.
Was he?
Yeah. Like his knowledge of music was fucking incredible, like encyclopedic.
Holy shit. I'm literally looking at, I just saw a fucking photo that was taken at the Good Father Comedy Club. Oh my God. It's like the mid 2010s up in this bitch.
Remember that. But also, he was also really like, I think he just did like to splash the cash. Like when West Ham moved to the Olympic, he's a West Ham fan. And when they moved to the Olympic Stadium, he bought 4 season tickets just because.
Yeah. So it's also maybe one of those things where he just had an untenable lifestyle.
I think so. Yeah. Like he had a big he did that thing that a lot of like old circuit heads do where they have like a big fuck off house in Hertfordshire that they paid for just off money from doing the circuit in the 90s or early 2000s or whatever. And when you're like, he must have been making so much money from Piccadilly. It's insane. Like,
yeah, because it would pack out both rooms, and there was what, like 12 pounds.
Yeah, if you're selling 200 tickets a night, even if it's £10 a ticket, which it wasn't, like that's
because it was
$20 a weekend. You're laughing.
Yeah,
because when you look at actually how much some of the clubs in London are pretty reasonable, some of them pretty pricey.
Yeah,
and you do the math, you're like, fuck me, plus the bar, Jesus.
Yeah, like top secret, fuck, like because I heard that Mark owns the premises, right?
Yeah, he bought it.
I don't think he did. Did he?
I heard that he bought it off the pizza place guy. That's why the upstairs is
bought it from
too.
Papa
We just
John.
bought the whole thing.
It was what really sent Papa John into his spiral.
Alleged spiral. Yes, his absolute naughty boy spiral.
What happened to Papa John? Or is this a private chat conversation?
No, Papa John very famously said a lot of racial slurs and then got kicked out.
Papa John.
It's actually better than that. Is technically, he didn't say any racial slurs. He blamed flagging NFL ratings on Colin Kaepernick, not on the NFL's reaction to it. And then the NFL quite brilliantly threw the PR over to him. They were like, look at what this guy's saying.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but basically what he was being like is like Papa John was being incredibly racially insensitive, probably racist, but got caught up because the NFL was like, yeah, you can fire him. You can't fire us. You still want to watch the games.
I'm fairly certain he did say the N-word. I'm like,
did he? I mean, I remember
I am too.
That he blew up and like, Google it.
I'm Googling right now.
The YouTube video.
Oh, you know, I'm putting in Papa John's pizza. It's the first thing. Papa John's.
Just put
Wikipedia controversies.
Yeah.
Racist quote. Oh, Ed was right.
There we go.
Well, technically, we were both right. He was saying what I said. He just said the
while he said it.
the worst kind of we're both right.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I tell you, it doesn't feel good. I tell you that.
It's not exactly a moral victory.
Why would you live in Hertfordshire?
But there's loads of fucking. I looked up Mike on Facebook. It seems he's doing really well. Yeah, but he taught me a very valuable lesson about comedy because for a year and a half, I watched him do word for word the exact same MC set every single gig.
Yeah,
4 nights a week. Yeah, his bit about like being his dad telling him that he was in the mafia or some shit.
I don't remember. I remember him doing all the same things, but all the jokes are gone. The only person that I remember some of their jokes is Mark from Top Secret because I used to be able to lip sync along with them.
Oh my God.
Oh yes,
yeah. Some of you are earthworms, and for you Americans, like, it's just, Mark.
I remember. Was it fucking one of Mike's bits? The one I remember is that he had a bit about going to America and drinking in a bar and getting sent and showing them his ID and getting sent loads of getting sent a shot because it was his birthday. And the punchline was, but Americans write their dates the other way around. It wasn't my birthday. And that was the bit. And then, but the crowd went fucking nuts for that shit, man. They went crazy for it.
It's so demoralizing at what people laugh at sometimes. You ever just watch someone on stage killing and you go, this has actually lowered my opinion of people.
Here's another London club that may have been gone before Ed was really around, and it's connected to Mike Manera.
Yeah.
Soho Comedy Club.
Soho Comedy Club was around when I started, I
Because
think.
it was originally in the Piccadilly Comedy Club venue. That was originally where it was.
There were like two. Am I right? There were two of them. It was one of the ones that I messaged and like never did.
Yeah, David never answered. He was a hot shit club when I moved over. It was one of the ones that you really wanted to get booked by.
Because it was in London. It was like a good. It was fucking crazy. But yeah, when I first went, it was in the comedy pub next to the Comedy Store.
Was it? Is it one of the ones where they used to make you like flyer for it or something before you did it?
No.
Was it one of those?
I didn't know
Did you ever do the open mic or like new material night in above a pub with no mic in Soho? Yeah, at the Round Table right near Leicester Square.
Oh, I think that might be the one I'm thinking of. Then that might be the one.
Okay,
I'm thinking of.
that's the guy, but that's his Monday show. He used to run a weekend show as well that was paid.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You ran a weekend show at in the Hippodrome Casino.
Yeah, no, I am thinking about the right guy, I think.
Yeah. So originally, him and Mike Monero were partners.
Jesus, what a fucking duo.
Juicy.
They both owe me money.
I don't think
I never owes me 2 years of fucking workers' comp.
It's so funny. I got paid by all of them.
Oh, they both owe me money.
I inadvertently threatened the Junglers lady. I didn't realize what I was saying.
Junglers still owe me £400.
Yeah, they owe me $250.
But fucking, I felt really bad for cunts like fucking, what's his name? Like I've only met him one time at like a Jester Laugh gig, which are also fucking great gigs, by the way. I love Jester Laugh.
Man, we did a Jester Laugh together.
We did, yeah. That was the time where we both nearly didn't make it because we were stuck in Europe. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
we bumped into each other at a train station. You were in like Lyon or some shit, and I was stuck in Norway.
I had to go to France because I nearly got banned from the UK.
I was on a Norway gig. I was on a
you were
Norwegian
Norway gig, and one of us had gotten up to a little hunker-punker while they were on the continent.
Absolutely. That's actually the opposite of what happened. And I'm going to jog your memory of this because I hope and I think it's a story that...
I can see you telling me the story. We're sat at a Pret in Cambridge smoking delicious cigarettes.
Yeah, nearly. So I think Chris and chat will find this very characteristic of Papa John Hastings. So what happened was I was doing a gig in Norway with Matt Green and Rory O'Hanlon. Three of us flew out
Comedy
there.
Box?
No, it was the Cafe Theatron. It's like called the Black Theatre, I think, in Norway.
Okay.
It was like a one-off, I think. But I went out there, did it was fine. Flight back was the next morning, like 5 a.m.
Oh yeah.
And had Cambridge Jester Laugh the next night. And so like we got there, I spent a couple of hours in this cafe near where we were staying the night, like writing bits and chatting to the people in the cafe, and did the gig, went back. I wanted to go to a bar because I wasn't feeling too good. And I went to the only bar that was open, which was like this fucking average Joe's from Dodgeball fucking dive bar full of characters. And they kept like, this one guy kept like slapping me on the back and alternately like laughing and telling me how much he'd made on the stock market and then crying about his childhood and like buying me shitloads of shots. It was horrible. Anyway, I got fucking absolutely wasted, got back to the hotel like an hour before we were supposed to leave for the plane, fell asleep, woke up with like 50 missed calls from Matt and Rory. Like had it fucked. But anyway, I went back to the cafe and I was like chatting to the people again. And it's the first time in my life it has ever happened to me. First time in my life it's ever happened to me. The woman behind the cafe asked me if I wanted to go for a drink with her later that day. She was like, I'm going to go check. I finish here in an hour. Do you want to go check out this museum and then go to a bar? And I said, I actually have to go and get a plane right now. I'm doing the Cambridge Jester Laugh. And I told John that story when we got to Cambridge, and John took his shoe off and threw it at my head.
Now you're missing one part, because as we all know, I'm a man who doesn't miss gigs. and I threw my shoe at you because I said, "Why didn't you say to her, let's like go now, or can we have a drink like now? Number something." Keep it going, you know what I mean? And you literally, I
was
remember,
like fucking anxious, but I didn't know what to say. So I was like, no, sorry. But I said thank you, but sorry.
I don't remember throwing a shoe at your head.
You threw a shoe at me. You threw a
I
shoe
feel
at
like
me.
Ed would remember that.
I do remember throwing.
It was a Vans. It was a Vans shoe.
Of course,
you
it
threw
was.
a Vans.
Who are you fucking dealing with? Of course it was. I should be sponsored by that company. I 100% remember throwing a shoe at you because I was like, this is a very funny, unnecessary overreaction. But yeah, no, it was, yeah. I just remember being like, because I remember what pissed me off, or I was like, what? She said that all to you, and then you were like, and then I just left and came here. I was like, did you get her number? Do you know who she is? And you were like, I think you said like, no. Why do I need that? I'm like, you'll go back to Norway.
Have you been back to Norway?
I haven't been back to Norway.
All right, well, that's something.
And do you know what? I'm glad I didn't go back to Norway because I'm very shacked up. I'm very happy about it right now.
Yeah, who's this gal? Huh? You're spending time with?
She's cool as shit. She's called Liv. She's very cool. It's been just over a year now. Very lit.
Which Melbourne Comedy Festival was it that we did together? Did we
2019?
We did 2019.
That was the only one I've done. I was meant to go back in 2020, but
me too. I was supposed to. We were going to go back together.
Yeah. But 2019 was the only one I've done. It was so lit. It was such a good month.
Was it Gucci? Is that how
it was?
amazing
Gucci. Yeah, it was fucking Gucci. I have actually got a really nice Polaroid photo that somebody sent to me. I can't remember who. Of me, you, Sarah Keyworth, and Carl in Max Watts.
Oh, have we had some cocktails?
I think we had some cocktails.
Yeah, you know what?
I think Joe Lycett might be there as well. I can't remember.
I mean, that was a very fun. That was
nice.
That festival.
That's a
that
good
festival.
group.
Here's the thing with that festival. That festival is all of the fun people in Edinburgh minus the pressure. Way better weather, way better food.
Yeah, way better fucking. Like way better conditions as well. Everyone's just having such a fun time. And every group of people I hung out with was just so
fun.
Like
Ed was not invited on Ronnie Chang's food tour because Ronnie Chang was being a big shot celebrity. And no, Chris, don't
go in the go.
I went to. There was one day where I just spent like the whole day in Melbourne at Aaron, Jen, and Sam Campbell's flat playing board games with them and Mark Silcox.
Oh yeah, because they flew Mark Silcox over for a show.
They flew him out there. The man's incredible.
This is the part of the show where I make beans. I mean, I fucking love Mark Silcox.
I fucking love him, man.
I'm so happy that he is just like fucking on loads of TV shows now.
Yeah,
I think that's so cool.
Well, he was on Joe Lycett's. What else is he on?
He's on what's the Border one that Sunil was on?
I've definitely seen him in like.
He plays Tez's dad in Man Like Mobeen. Or he plays maybe not Tez's dad. What's the comic, the northern comic that's the lead in Man Like Mobeen?
Never seen it.
Okay, let me check it out. You definitely know him. He's from Newcastle, and it was like I remember watching him walk into the Newcastle stand.
Gus Khan?
Goose Khan, yeah. Yeah, it's Goose Khan. And he's like, just walked in. It was like, this is clearly a home. Oh, no, it was a Glee. It was it was Nottingham, I think he's from. And he just walked in.
He's from Birmingham, isn't he? He's from Birmingham.
It was the Birmingham Glee. Walked on, kept his coat on. Literally walked in from outside, kept his coat on, went on stage, destroyed like only a hometown comedian can.
Yeah.
And then just walked straight out. And I was like, that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool move.
That's sick. I used to quite like the Birmingham Glee. It was the Glee I liked the most. But I don't know if that's.
I'm a Nottingham man myself, but that's just me.
Right.
Nottingham's fun, but that's only because I always for some reason book Uncle Mike and I on the same weekends there regularly. And so I always just have a fucking delight.
I always get Jen Brister, which is a treat.
Nice. I remember doing one weekend.
I used to get Mick Ferry quite a lot.
Oh, wicked.
Oh, wonderful.
great.
Although
That
you
was
gotta,
fucking great. I fucking some of the drunkest I've
yeah, I
ever
was gonna
been,
say,
been in
but
the hotel with
fucking
Nick.
bring a
After-
helmet because Mick Ferry will
Fuck that.
party.
Yeah.
That cunt
I'm-
can drink.
I remember having a fucking wonderful weekend. It was the last weekend that Cardiff had the flat before they moved to hotels.
Oh,
And it was Phil Ellis and I shared one of the flats, and Eleanor
Amazing.
Tiernan and Scott Bennett shared the other one.
Incredible.
And we just had a great weekend. I remember Eleanor and Scott came over one afternoon. Phil and I made them a roast or big breakfast. We just fucking hung out and talked shit all day. And I was like, this is nice. This is the way comedy weekends should be.
The last Glee I did was the Oxford one before the pandemic.
Ooh,
And
that one's not great. The show's all right.
It was actually a really good gig.
Yeah, show's fun, but it's not the Glee experience, you know?
Yeah, sure. It was very different from all the others. Charlie Baker was emceeing. He was great.
doesn't he
Nice.
live there too? Like he lives really close, I think.
I don't know.
No.
Let's dox him
Oh.
right now.
Yeah, let's dox him.
I just know he doesn't live in London and he lives that way.
But all comedians who've been on the circuit long enough, like we say, live that way. Like
They either
all-
live that way
all,
or
like,
they
have
live in Crouch
mortgages
End,
in
or they
Hampshire or whatever the fuck.
or they live in
Yeah,
Crouch End,
yeah.
in Crouch End in London.
Yeah, there's a lot of them up there.
Like
Guys, it's 2 a.m. and we're 4 hours in, so I'm gonna call it a day.
yeah, all right. Who are we rating? Ed?
I mean, I've technically been streaming for about 2.5 hours now.
Yeah, that's
Do you,
true.
are you going to stream after this? Are you going to stream into the night?
Probably not. I think I'm going to go to bed now. But if you could encourage everybody in your chats to go and follow me.
Definitely follow Ed.
Thanks.
Follow Ed.
As if I have streamed and been rated. That would be very much appreciated.
Let's
Thanks,
see.
guys.
Who
Thank
are
you,
we
everybody.
going to raid?
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
Well, we got Roscoe. We got Chris Betts is on.
Roscoe is crushing it.
Yeah, Roscoe
is fucking smashing it. Couldn't happen to a fucking more deserving guy as well.
Absolutely.
He's so good at it as well. If you watch
Love
the
him.
stream, he's got so much great stuff on there.
Yeah, you know, me, Roscoe, and Chris used to live together at the Fringe every year.
Oh, nice.
Chris,
That's such a
which
nice
Chris?
house. CMB?
CMB, yeah. Most fun.
Love that guy.
Most fun I've ever had in a flat.
He was such a sweetheart. I got stranded at a university in Kent at a gig that we were doing. Oh, all I've got is Roscoe. And I couldn't get back to London. The times just didn't work out. And Roscoe's like, just fucking sleep in my bed in my hotel room. So we shacked up for the night. It was such a nice man.
I know I promised a gaming stream today, Alex Watson. I thought that I wouldn't still be on hold heading into the 4th hour.
Yeah, that's fair. Roscoe?
Yeah.
Cool.
I know. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just like, I didn't think this stream was going to go this long. Thank you. I'm so sorry. I will get, once I get this. Oh, by the way, fun new update. They're now claiming I owe them $2,000 but they keep going, we don't know why.
Jesus Christ.
That's fun.
Yeah. It's a nightmare.
Thank you
Man,
so much for having me on, guys. It's a pleasure.
Thanks for
I
coming.
always
It was
like
great to
coming
have
out
you,
here and
man.
chatting to you guys.
This was
Any
awesome.
time that you need
Well,
a
we'll see.
little Dennis running around, you let me know.
It is Centerlink. It is Centerlink. Like I'm just like, what the fuck, guys? It's a nightmare.
What's the quiz about on Thursday, by the way?
You got to pick a specialist topic. Everyone's got a
hang on.
specialist topic.
Before I forget. Also,
What's the raid message?
Also, who are we rating? Oh,
Ed,
we're
is the
rating
cabin, Ed is the cabin
Yeah.
boy. Ed is the cabin boy.
Ed is the cabin boy.
What
I
if
like
we do
that.
a Discord game of the raid message is fuck EDD. Easy.
Cool.
I have not.
That'd be my specialist subject.
Yeah. So hang on. I will add you to that. I just hang on. I got so much going on.
Do.
If you guys want to do a start a game of Among Us, I'll jump in.
Are we doing an Among Us game?
Ed, do you want to come play Among Us?
I'll have a couple of rounds of Among Us. Yeah, sure.
I don't think I'm gonna stream it.
Oh, you should. I mean, if you're gonna do it, might as well stream it.
Yeah, I should probably. Well, we've
Yeah.
already rated Roscoe.
Raid.
The fuck EDD. I'm gonna go take a second away from this just because that news of the $2,000. I'm kind of like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, that's nuts, man.
Then we'll play. Let's play a quick Among Us.
Well, yeah, Ed, join my Discord. Go play Among Us with these poppos. and I will see you all tomorrow. Ed,
See you in a bit.
it's right. See you, mate.
Cool.
guys.
Thanks, Ed. Good to see you, bud. Take care.
Thank you guys. See you in a bit.
Bye.